Me, I got to go like 35, 40 minutes to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. Well, I got to go about 45 minutes. So
Oh,
yeah. Well,
we got
when,
another surprise.
Hello.
oh,
The,
Hey.
we're just talking about the Super Bowl last night.
Oh, it was really good. I'm not gonna
Yes,
lie. It was really good.
That was a great game.
the game was really
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow has nothing to be ashamed of. He played his heart out.
Yes. Yeah, no,
Yeah, he
everybody.
did.
I literally thought that he was going to pull that off when they went to sack him and he spinned around. And like, he's not going to catch that, is he?
It was really good. I'm not gonna lie. Especially towards the fourth quarter with so many flags being thrown down, like
Oh,
going
know.
back and forth. Oh my god.
All those freaking like pass interferences, holdings, and I'm like, what are you doing? If you didn't do that, you would have won the game. But okay, I was going for the Bengals, so
I was going for the Bengals too. My dad was going for the Rams, and they won.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Bengals
that,
shot, but
that last drive, I'm just like, oh, poor Bengals.
Oh my, it was so bad, but they did a good job. Both teams did a good job.
they did.
it was actually one of the more entertaining games
Yes.
Mhm.
that's happened in I don't know how long, honestly.
Very close, only 3 points. Hey, I'll take it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a very close game. It was very close.
Very competitive.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
In the halftime show, oh.
Yo, the halftime show was lit. It was really good. Those
was like-
songs too, yeah.
I was like the whole time, where's M? When's M coming?
Yeah, save the best for last, though. Come on.
They were saving him for last. Are
They
you
have
kidding?
saved the best for last.
And I didn't know 50 Cent was going to be there. I didn't know 50 was going to be there at all.
I didn't either.
I know. I think he was a surprise, honestly.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't expect 50 Cent to be there. I was like, when I heard Go Shorty is your birthday, oh snap, I know who that is.
Yeah, no, I think literally everybody was surprised with him.
Oh yeah, that was so surprising.
Then I heard Forgot About Dre. I'm like, yes.
Yes. I was wondering if they would do that. They didn't do G thing, though. I was kind of disappointed about that. I love that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but my girl Mary J. Blige, oh, I love her.
She still looks great for her age.
Oh, absolutely. She looks great. Yeah.
She lit it up.
Oh yeah. They really did a good job.
You guys see the fans like run down in the middle of that?
Mm-mm.
I'm like, oh shit, they're letting the people go up there.
No.
Sometimes they do that. Sometimes they do that.
And they were going crazy. I'm like, oh, they're gonna have fun clearing that out.
Yeah. Oh my god. But the way they did the setup, it was beautiful. It was really
That
nice.
was.
And
Did
The Rock
Snoop-
was there. The Rock.
Yeah, my brother-in-law
Yeah.
came up and was like, "Oh,
My-
okay." Like, I know he was there, but okay, cool.
It was so funny. It was so funny because we were all eating pizza and wings. My father got us pizza and wings. And when I heard finally, I was like, oh, wait a second. I know who's that. I got up and I said, oh, snap, that's The Rock.
Awesome. That was awesome.
My friend posted there'll be nobody bigger than The Rock ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Especially to do the Super Bowl like that and all the people chanting and then the millions.
Oh, no. Yes.
I automatically went, and millions. I mean, you know,
And millions, yes.
Mhm.
Of course.
that's how into the lexicon of pop culture he is.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's like
He
when
transitioned.
when you coming back to face Roman, buddy?
They're probably saving that for next year's WrestleMania because I've been hearing about that lately.
and that doesn't necessarily have to be for a championship either. That can just be who is the real head of the table and in the
Yeah.
At it.
Yeah,
That's
like
good.
for bragging rights or something like that.
That'll be the big payoff for all this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The Rock still looks like he can go.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he does.
For his age, yes, he does. He's in phenomenal shape. He can still go.
So I think that'll be a better match than people will think.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Better than fucking Bill Goldberg. Get him out of here.
Exactly, right?
to be.
I'm having anxiety over the
Oh
idea.
no, I'm thinking about Friday. I don't know why I thought he was supposed to be on tonight. Which again, of course, I'm gonna miss because I'm working until 11, so I have to wait to watch Raw until I get home.
Sorry.
I won't tag you in anything.
I won't spoil nothing. But I won't spoil anything.
Social media. It's like I will go on Twitter while I'm watching, and I'm like, shit. Wait, no, I haven't seen.
I won't get home until like 8:30 because Josie has dance until 8 o'clock, and then we gotta go get her dinner. So so I always have to just completely stay off Twitter until I get, or if something happened, like usually it's SmackDown. If I'm late, I'll send Christina a message and say, can you just let me know if something happens with Drew? And then
yes, and I will tag you in it. If anything happens with
absolutely.
Drew, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you with that.
Yeah,
I got to give. I don't praise Charlotte Flair too much, but her and Naomi, that was a damn good match.
Not for nothing, that match was slamming. It was really good. A lot of near falls and everything. It really, really got you invested. That was a very good match.
Yes.
There was a video out there though. If you watch it, that really close near call, he counted to 3.
I think I saw that video. I saw that.
He counted to 3.
I saw that video. I was like, really? That should have been 3 right there.
So Naomi should be champion. I'm just saying.
Yep. But they're protecting her. They're protecting Charlotte. That's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like how Seth should be champion right now too, but I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous now. The Elimination Chamber is this Saturday. I'm like, ugh.
Yep.
and it's at 12 p.m. So you guys think over there in Saudi Arabia is like 7-hour difference. So it starts at 7 over there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy. That time difference.
Yes, they'll be way ahead, and then we gotta watch it here.
And they got to get on a plane and go to the next show. I'm just like, oh my god.
And a couple of years ago, remember what happened? They got held up because of.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up next. Yeah,
but that turned out to be one of the best SmackDowns they ever had.
I know with the guys from NXT coming in. Yeah, that.
Was it was good. They made SmackDown look very good that night. So it was a blessing in a way.
And who did that? Triple H.
Yeah.
Triple H needs to take over.
I miss him so much.
Yeah, the last time he made an appearance was what, January of 21, and that was some sort of stupid, I don't even know what, small feud with Randy, and then that went out the window.
It's been that long? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been that long. That happened last year, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
January of last year.
Yeah.
He appeared last I remember seeing him was on NXT when Poppy hugged Dexter Lumis and made and it made Indy jealous, and Triple H was like back there with William Regal going. That was the last time I remember seeing him. Definitely before the heart attack. So.
Yeah, and he's poor guy is probably having that over Vince removing everybody.
Yeah, and it was so when I read the story that he had like a medical thing, I was like, oh my god. I literally like jumped up, like got scared about it. I pray he's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We haven't heard anything of him since. Not much.
Just heard that he, is recovering. Is all I heard. It sounds like it was a massive heart attack from what I was gathering.
Yeah, it was pretty
it's
bad.
Now I heard it's so bad.
It's like he has nothing to do with NXT anymore.
And it sucks.
Shawn Michaels, Vince, and Bruce, from what I understand.
Poor HBK.
I feel so bad for Shawn now. You have to deal with those two asses.
Oh my god.
And if things really go south, they're going to put it on Shawn.
They will.
They're not going to put it on Vince and Bruce. They're going to put it on Shawn.
Which is not fair. That's complete BS.
Absolutely.
Then Shawn will be the next out the door.
Yeah, I'm still pretty salty they let William Regal go. I'm still salty about that.
I'm so mad.
I love William Regal. I love William Regal. As him being part of NXT GM, he was the best.
Oh, he was. Absolutely.
I've loved him since he was Lord Steven Regal in WCW.
Oh, God. Oh, that. And
Yeah, I've loved him since then. I actually saw him. They did a live show of WCW Saturday Night Live from Speed Street in Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
and
Ooh.
he and DDP wrestled. I remember that's the first time I saw DDP live, and then I saw William Regal, and like I was cheering for him, and he was just kind of looking at me like, "I have a fan."
Nice.
Yes, dude, you have a fan.
That is so cool. I love that. Yeah, I
Uh,
know. Yeah, I know. Raw tonight is gonna be like the go home show for Elimination Chamber. Now that Brock's gonna be there, and what's gonna happen with Lita and Becky Lynch,
mm-hmm.
and also the United States titles on the line between Damian Priest and AJ Styles.
That'll be a good match.
That would be a good match. Yes.
That'll probably be the only good match of the night.
Do you think AJ will pick up the victory, or Damian will retain?
Thinking about that, I'm like, I'm trying to think. Didn't Priest when did he? Because he took that off of Sheamus.
Yeah, he took it off Sheamus.
I don't remember when.
I think it was at SummerSlam, I believe.
Yes, SummerSlam.
Yes, that's what it was. Okay, no, I thought he defended it at SummerSlam and he retained.
No, he defended it and he lost it. I mean, Sheamus's United States title run wasn't bad. It was actually pretty decent.
It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
At least he was getting Ricochet on TV.
Yeah. And you know what was weird to me was they used Drew to kind of set him up as like this ultimate baby face. You know, had them go against each other, and now they're just bringing out this heel side, and I'm like, then what was the point with Drew? Well, because you know Drew was going over to SmackDown, they were kind of setting Damian up as the new big baby face for Raw. With Drew being gone, okay, well, then what was the point?
Yeah. And you know what kind of pisses me off, though, is that some people on Twitter are still bashing him about him getting opportunities. He put over superstars so they could shine. Get your facts right.
Exactly.
And then there's others that get chance after chance after chance, but nothing is said. And by that, Bobby.
Oh,
I like the way you said it. I love the way you said that.
Because all these is
Bobby who?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But nothing said about that. But like they will say, oh, let's put Seth in this match with Roman and Brock at WrestleMania. Everyone will say that all day long, even though he's on fucking Raw. Okay,
right.
But you say put Drew in there when he's on the damn show that the belt is being represented on. Oh no, can't have Drew there. He's been at the top way too long.
He's been out of the title picture for how long now?
Like the last year.
Last year, yes, like almost a year. Almost a year.
Yeah, like June. Well, at least for the WWE title.
Yeah,
the only other
one
he had was the United States at that one match.
Yeah, when MVP got involved in that Hell in a Cell match. Oh,
I know that came up today on my timeline about fucking Miz beating Drew. I'm just like, okay, I'm getting mad all over again.
I saw that. I quote tweeted that's like, I don't know, I'm still salty about that. Don't need to be reminded of that.
Nope, always be salty.
Only to put the title on the Miz for a week.
Not even a week, like maybe like 2 weeks, like you said last time.
Because people know like that literally nobody can win it off of Drew. So they had to find a way to take it off of him, and that was the perfect way to do it. Just to give it to Bobby.
They could at least done it. They could at least done have Drew versus Bobby 1-on-1 at WrestleMania for the title. Not have Miz cash it in and then do this transitional thing. It didn't make no sense.
Because even Drew should have won that at WrestleMania, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Or they could have waited for Big E to cash in at WrestleMania to give him a bigger moment.
Oh, that would have been more appropriate.
Right. But I'm just I don't know. I'm sorry. Bobby Lashley bores me to no end. He just does. I can't get behind him.
Actually, Trashly girl. Trashly.
He had really good. I mean, he and Drew had really good chemistry.
Always,
Drew,
yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't have a problem, and I don't have a problem with him as a person. But look from when Drew was champion to when he was champion, when Big E was champion. I'm sorry, but it was almost like there was no world champion in between the time when Drew had it to when Big E had it, because there was no personality shown.
Yep.
And
I
it was
can't-
like when Big E won it, I was like, oh my God, a champion with some charisma and personality.
Mm-hmm.
I was
It's
so
been a while.
I was so excited when he won, and it blew
Me
up
too.
Twitter like crazy. It was it blew up, and I was ecstatic when he won.
And now he's going back to gyrating and all that stuff again. Just like,
Nah, I heard that he's been moved. Is he be officially moved to SmackDown?
I believe so.
I know it, as with New Day, I guess they decided to do that because Xavier's injured.
I was just about to say,
Yeah, he's still injured,
what
but
actually happened to him? I thought they took him out, like, honest to God, because I mean, I had no idea that he actually got injured. I thought like he was just MIA because like he got COVID or something like that.
Or the G4 thing, maybe, I thought maybe he was filming some stuff for G4, but yeah,
and probably for his up down down channel on YouTube.
Yeah. So I didn't know he actually really truly got injured.
Although I saw something something funny on Twitter. Apparently Roman put something on about all the people he's beat defended the title against. And lo and behold, Bray Wyatt comes on there and says, "Take my name off that list."
Oh my God! Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Wyndham was not playing. He said, "Take my name off that list." I saw that. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, he said, "Take my name off that shit." Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. That was the exact tweet.
That was classy, and Seth Rollins was very quick to point out he never beat me for a title.
Yeah,
right.
That's
true. Yeah. They make sure they get their facts straight with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to do it now. Yeah. Because people want to report false information without getting the real facts. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Just for clicks and views and
yeah.
I've seen that a bunch, especially out of the big ones, especially out of the big Twitter accounts and YouTube accounts. I've seen it so much.
Yeah,
so I think we're safe that Bray Wyatt is not going back to WWE.
I'm sorry, they fumbled the bag on that one. They really effed up that one when they let him go. Because when the day I found out, I was on my way to a barbecue, and what happened was that I got the notification. It said Bray Wyatt got this. I said, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And my brother called me and told me the news. I said, I was pissed. My brother and we were pissed off.
Yeah, I don't know if it was unless there was like some sort of personal reason of why, or I mean, because don't get me wrong, I'm not happy that they let him go either, because I mean, Fiend is the Fiend, but I mean, he didn't really do much after, like, once he lost the title to Roman in August, he was kind of laying low because you had more of Alexa, not even with that, because that didn't start until the beginning of 2021. After his match with Randy at TLC being burned alive, he's nowhere to be seen until WrestleMania. Fastlane.
Fastlane, yeah.
And he was resurrected there, and he was in like an episode or two of Raw, other than that, and then he comes back to WrestleMania, gets defeated there, and then he's just like not heard from again, and then he's released. So it's just like, and what was even the point of the WrestleMania match?
It was so weird. That match was weird, especially the ending. It was so weird because it was so weird. I mean, the day that we watched it, I recently moved to my new home last year, and my brother and I, my whole family were watching it. And then when we saw Alexa betray the Fiend, my brother and I looked confused, like, what the hell just happened?
Yep.
You basically just gave her the gimmick.
And not only that, he was still mourning the loss of Brody Lee. They should at least gave him the benefit of the doubt for that, because my brother told me that he needed to take a break to really, really mourn his loss. And they let him go like that. That's just straight BS right there. That's effed up.
Yeah, that I don't. I mean, how they bungled that character, even though I knew they would. I knew they would.
I
because
was
it was
praying
just
they
creative.
wouldn't.
It
I
was
was
way too creative.
praying they wouldn't.
I just
but
can't
I
wait to
knew
see
they
what he
would.
comes up with now.
Well, I
doing a
heard he's
horror
working
movie,
on a
isn't he?
movie. Yeah, I read he's doing like a
Yeah.
horror movie.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
I
don't
would.
know the name
Yeah.
of. I don't know the name of it though.
I'll watch it.
I would too.
There you go.
Oh yeah. The Foo Fighters are doing a horror movie. You know, I'm gonna watch that too.
What?
The Foo
Who?
Fighters are doing the Foo Fighters.
Oh,
they're
Really?
oh yeah, that's awesome. Yes.
Mm,
yeah.
really?
So watching that. Yeah, I'm like, because I love them. I love Dave Grohl, so I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Oh, Dave Grohl is a legend. Yes, in the Foo Fighters, yes, he is a legend.
I did not notice, and I love the Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So, what's everyone thinking of Keith Lee?
Oh, I'm so happy.
I think
I'm so happy he's in AEW. I'm so happy.
Very, very,
You didn't deserve
very
that. Let
happy.
go.
I'm hoping Tony uses him in a prominent role.
Oh, I have a feeling they will
me
use
too.
him in a huge prominent role, especially when Revolution's coming up. Is coming up very soon. So I bet they're gonna have him play a huge role up to that pay-per-view.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope so, and that'll put all the doubters wrong. Oh, here's another guy going to get lost in the shuffle.
Oh my god, these people need to shut up with that stuff. It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It's an everyday thing. It's a constant thing every day. I'm so over that.
If only we can silence those people.
Yeah, it'd be nice to
Oh, I know,
silence
it's
them
not-
like this.
Especially the
Mute
ones that are
button,
like,
mute
oh,
button.
Rampage only did 500,000 viewers.
That's still a lot of viewers. So what's the problem with that? Even though it's only 1 hour long, there's still a lot of viewers. So what's your point? What's the purpose if you're complaining about 500,000 viewers? That's still a lot of viewers still, especially on a Friday night. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Wrestling fans on Twitter are the only ones that give a shit about ratings numbers and how many freaking tickets are sold for whatever venue. I'm like, who cares? Just go enjoy it or don't go. I don't care that AEW outsold WWE in this arena. I don't care. I'm gonna go
Mhm.
support my favorites, whether they're in AEW or WWE or whatever, not NWA, because we all know who's there, and I'm not supporting that shit.
Brian
Oh.
Alvarez. Brian
Oh.
Alvarez is one of those.
We will say
Oh, God.
that there is a name that will not be said, and I'm not saying it.
I'm just like, shut up, man.
Yeah, we
There was-
yeah. It's the one who must not be named.
Exactly.
No. And yeah, that one is there, and I love Billy Corgan. I love the NWA. I grew up on NWA, but I will never watch it. I will never watch
I
it.
haven't watched NWA in forever.
I never even watched it, but
Mhm.
since that person who's not being named is on there, no.
Not since
Exactly.
God, since Ric Flair was the young guy on there.
Oh my god, with that flowing gold hair. Oh my god,
Mhm.
blonde hair. Oh my god.
That's what I
Those luscious
grew up
locks.
with. Yeah, and Sting came along, and I'm just like, oh, hello, nurse, hello. And then
I think I need to be
I
revived.
turned into
I think I need to be resuscitated.
But yeah, oh my god, oh god, I love Surfer Sting so much. Of course, I love Crow Sting too. So,
Uh-oh. What is my daughter doing in here? Why aren't you in school?
Uh-oh.
Oops.
I
Hey.
made sure I picked the time when Josie was at
What's up, Earl?
when Josie was at school, because she would get it over.
Hello.
We got
everyone.
another surprise.
Oh,
Hello.
Yay! So how was AEW Dynamite? I wanted to know. Was it a fun experience?
Gosh, last week's AEW was absolutely fantastic.
Did Tony Khan say anything?
Yeah, last
He's
enjoyed
going
it.
in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like kind of static.
No, he just welcomed everyone. Yeah, he comes on there. He comes out of the tunnel and he's like, "Let's go, let's go."
He said he had an
He warms
announcement.
up that crowd.
Did he
I
come
think
out
that
with
was
an
Keith Lee.
announcement?
I think that was that. No, I think that was just Keith Lee. I think that's what he came out with. That's
Oh,
who he
okay.
came
Yeah.
out with.
Yeah.
I bet that
I was
place looked like it
expecting
went
something
crazy.
stupendous, but oh
You had to
yeah,
say stupendous.
oh yeah, man. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I had a good time. It was a lot of fun. Atlantic City was really nice. I think everybody should just take a trip down there once and try one of the casinos.
I've been
It's very
there once.
relaxing.
I've been to Atlantic City. It is fun.
Never been
I
there.
Yeah,
got-
it is. It
believe it or not,
is.
I've been there with my parents.
believe
It's
it or
fun.
not, I went to Philly for a Flyers game and got off on the wrong exit, and somehow, I stayed in Voorhees, New Jersey, and somehow I wound up in Atlantic City. This was way back in the day before, like, your phones had GPS or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been in Atlantic City. Where in the hell am I?
Well,
So
I
we
don't
got,
drive. I take mass transportation everywhere. So,
tell me about
Yeah.
that Texas Death Match. How was that live?
the Texas Death Match. Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, they fought next to me, which was absolutely crazy. I've never,
Oh wow.
I've never seen,
Wow.
being on the ringside floor. Being on the ringside floor, you never know what you're gonna get. Everybody was just like getting up out of the seats and they were looking, they wanted to snap a picture. And I had to tell the guy next to me, I said, listen, don't knock me over. You got precious cargo here. Like,
Oh
be
my
careful.
gosh.
I understand you want to get a picture. I mean, be careful with your elbow. You don't smack me in my face or so. Just crazy, but
That
it
kind of
was absolutely woolly wild and all over the.
that kind of reminds me of that
Yeah,
time.
that almost happened to me.
Remember when CM Punk went in the crowd
I
and he
was just
punched that dude in his face?
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my god. I was like,
Dan?
Yeah.
yeah, he did. He did that.
That was
Yeah, he was actually like up in the crowd, and I remember the fan touching him, and then Punk punched him in the face like hard, and they caught that on TV.
It was the
Damn.
wrong guy, though. He punched the wrong guy. That was the problem.
Yeah, he punched the wrong guy because he thought the guy behind him touched him, but it was a different guy that touched him.
Oh God.
Oh, just like, oh snap.
I was like, ooh. I was like,
That's
damn.
Just don't touch them when they're in the middle of the match. I'll be watching and I'm like, yo, just fucking stop touching them. They're in the middle of a match. Leave them alone.
These fans don't care. They don't care.
That's the.
Go
No,
ahead.
the fans doesn't.
I mean-
Fans don't care about that. You have to know something. I have a motto that always says, I want to be part of the show, but I don't want to be part of the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There is a
Right.
difference. There is a difference.
I mean,
a big
I'm not here to
difference.
get injured, so
Right?
Right? And their fans, they don't take that to
I
heart.
mean,
They don't take that to heart at all.
no,
Oh,
they
yeah,
don't
you're right.
understand
I mean,
what
I did-
what being an element is.
Mhm.
Mm.
No, you're
Right.
just there
I
to
mean, I
get
did
yelled
touch
at
Drew
by
when-
them.
when he got knocked off. Yeah, I did touch Drew when he got knocked off the apron, like almost on to me. I did touch his arm, But there was a woman behind me that tried to like get to him from the second row. I'm like, oh hell no.
No.
Oh hell no!
No.
I'm like, no. I'm like this. Excuse me, not your turn.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. These fans can be very rambunctious.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They need to take a chill pill.
Well, you know something. You know, yeah. I remember the incident with Seth Rollins and the guy in the Barclays Center. I was there.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, he was there when he got attacked.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. The guy spoke to me online, and he said he was Nia Jax's cousin. When I looked at him, I was like, Nia Jax don't know you from a can of paint. You can't be the cousin.
He's really trying to get out of trouble.
I was like, this guy is just. Yeah, he told me he was his cousin. I was like, okay.
He had something going on up here.
He had something going on up here, and it wasn't good because it wasn't good at all.
Yeah.
Apparently, the dude was
But
paying
he was
like.
still.
What was it? I heard he.
I'm
he
sorry,
was,
guys. Go ahead.
What was it? I heard he was talking to some guy. He thought it was actually Seth Rollins.
Yes, he actually said that he actually did say that he was
sort of a
catfish.
And then he was giving him iTunes cards or some shit like that. I was like,
and you know what's actually
his
pretty
girlfriend.
Weird? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like I get bombarded with, and I know Christina.
His girlfriend catfished him.
I get bombarded with fake news all the time.
Oh my God, it's so annoying.
Bombarded with news. I'm like, dude, I know what the little blue check mark means.
And
and I'm guarantee you look nothing like the vampire, so hush your mouth and go away.
Not only that, there was actually like once or twice the fake ones tried to message me. I delete that right away.
Yes!
I get that a lot too. I'm just like, no.
I get a lot of fake Jews. I even got like a fake Roman, a fake Bianca Belair. I'm like, yo, you think I'm stupid? And I don't see if I don't.
Barely people out there think we are.
I used to get people message me saying that they were Maurice, and I say, you can't be Maurice. Come on, Maurice on Facebook. Come on, you're not Maurice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, I can prove it.
On Twitter, and Facebook. I'm like, and the funniest one, it said "Hi fan," because
Oh my God, yeah.
Say "Hi fan" all the time. And so we kind of made a joke about that. We got one of, and because our friend Christine, it said "Hi fam."
Hi fam, yeah.
We took a picture.
Yeah, all the time.
We got the picture of Drew with the cell phone, and I think she made the meme. It says receives a text, "Hi fam."
Yeah. Yep. All the time.
So if you see "Hi fam" with the picture of Drew with the black tank top with the cell phone, and I say "Hi fam," you're gonna know what that's about now.
Speaking of Drew with the black tank, he wore it again this past Friday. My gosh!
For me, because I can't enjoy that, picking up the most horrible time to bring up Drew in the tank top. God fucking damn it, y'all! I gotta leave because I have to leave for work. But we'll talk about Drew in the tank top next time.
Oh yes. Sorry, I know you gotta go to work.
You're not allowed to go to work.
Call my job and tell them that, please. Please.
It's Valentine's Day. You gotta have the day off.
Yeah. Exactly, right? And besides, you're gonna miss Randy and Riddle's. Yeah, besides, you're gonna miss Randy and Riddle's broga party tonight.
I'll get to see Randy in a toga later. I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit.
I don't want to spoil anything, so I don't want to send you anything, but then I don't want to spoil
Please
anything.
don't.
Everybody tag Denise so she can see everything that happens.
I
No,
probably
don't do that
will.
to her. Don't do that to her.
I probably would. I'll plead guilty on that.
Yeah, thanks.
We can go
I'll
to see
talk to you guys
we
later.
can
All right, have a good day. Have a good day at
Bye.
work.
Bye, girl. Love you.
See ya,
Love
Denise.
you.
Bye, Denise.
So what's on tap for Raw tonight?
Well, I know Brock's gonna
What
be
is
on Raw
tap?
tonight. The only thing I think they're putting up more out there is Brock coming back to address Elimination Chamber opponents, and then Damian Priest versus AJ Styles for the US title, and
That
I think Lita's gonna be there.
phenomenal.
Yeah, that's where you go match.
Yes. But yeah, that's all.
As
that's all
long
I'll
as
say.
it doesn't end in a DQ finish, please don't let it end in a DQ finish.
Oh, geez, thank you
You
all
had to put that out in
for
the
saying
universe.
that, because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I have been exhausted on my show. I've been exhausted. I have said this to so many people over and over again, and people just don't get me. They don't understand me. I am sick and tired of 50-50 booking. I cannot
Oh my
take
God.
it. You
Thank
keep
you.
going to it over and
Over.
over and over again. And it's just that you ruin these matches with this 50-50 booking. And I'm like, why can't you just end the match clean? Why can't you just do something clean so that people can
Exactly.
bring you into a positive light?
Exactly.
Why can you do
Exactly.
that? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What are you doing, WWE? What are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Exactly.
They did,
What are you doing?
and they did it on SmackDown this week with 2 matches. Well, they did it with, they had Cesaro beat Ridge Holland, which I was happy about that because I don't like Ridge Holland. But
Yes.
then they did the tag team match and had Ridge Holland with Sheamus. Ridge Holland he pinned Cesaro, and he was teaming with Ricochet. So you had a 50-50 match, like, right next to each other. I'm like, why?
In the same night.
Pick
In the same night.
And
right next
and
to each
another
other.
thing,
They
and
didn't
another
even split
thing,
them out.
right? And another thing too is which I don't like. Don't pin your champions.
Exactly.
Don't
My
pin
brother
your
says the same
champions.
thing. My brother says the same thing.
Don't pin your champions. Do not pin your champions because it makes them look weak. It destroys
Exactly.
the prestige. It
My
destroys the
brother said the
prestige of the
same thing.
title.
My brother says
You
the
do
same thing
not.
every time. I agree.
And that's why
You do not.
I hate
You
these champion
you
contenders
let me
matches.
Thank you. I'm so glad you said that, because whenever my brother and I talk about that,
Yeah.
what the hell with these champion contendership matches? They need to freaking go. Whoever invented that shit needs to get their head examined. Go. It doesn't
Yeah,
make
why-
sense.
why
It's
are you-
stupid.
Yeah,
Why are you facing the
Let me-
champion to become the #1 contender to face the champion?
yeah, that doesn't
No.
make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
See, that doesn't
Find
make
an
any
opponent.
sense.
Yeah. Find an opponent and
You-
put it on with another opponent and make it a #1 contender match so that the person who wins
See,
faces the champion.
right. See, what I would have done is I would have did a fatal 4-way. And then this way, the person that won the fatal 4-way would then move on to become the #1 contender for that title.
I agree.
I agree as well.
We just can't have nice things.
Which makes booking sense. Which makes correct booking sense. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the only one in the room that have sense.
Oh no, we agree with you on that. We agree with you on this one. We agree with you on that one because
Yes,
when
we
it
do.
comes, yes, we agree with everything what you said. My brother kept saying the same thing. This 50-50 booking is so annoying. Don't pin the champions because it makes them look weak. No, don't do that shit.
Well, then it puts you in the
And
corner.
I
Then it's
give
like,
you-
oh
and I-
shit.
Yeah.
And it makes
I'll
the
give you
opponent
a
look weak
prime.
if
I'll
they
give
can't
you
pin.
right. I'll give you all a prime example. The Royal Rumble. You had
Oh,
a
God.
good match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. The match was
Mhm.
going good. But
Mhm.
then you threw in the monkey wrench which was the dumb booking decision of a disqualification. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are
Yeah,
you doing?
there should
What
be a
are
winner,
you doing?
They should have been a clear-cut winner. They should have been a clear-cut winner.
especially if they have no
The
plans
bothers me.
referee
going
is
back.
putting his hands on the rope.
Yeah, Seth put his hands on the rope, but Roman couldn't go with the guillotine, and then the referee had to do a DQ.
It's
If that was the
crazy.
case, make the match into
Crazy.
no disqualification match, and then it would have been a clear-cut winner then.
Yeah, where was Adam Pearce?
Mhm.
Where was Adam Pearce going?
Yeah,
This match will
exactly.
continue under no disqualification rules.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Especially in the Royal Rumble, that put a
See, I would
sour
have
taste
came
in
out of the
everybody.
curtain.
Oh yeah.
See, I would have. Well, I would have came out. See, I would have came out if I was the general manager, and I said, "This match is going to get restarted, and we will not have no disqualifications.
Right,
Hmm
right.
And that would have
And
made
we're
much
going
more
to
sense.
restart this match. That
Mhm.
would have made much more sense. People would have not been jumping on Twitter and carrying on about it. They would have been loving
Oh, they
what
would
I
have
had to
anyway.
say. They would have had them. They would have loved the booking the way I had it
hmm
because I would have did it the correct way. See,
hmm
there's
And
a
especially,
wrong way and there's
yeah.
a correct way of booking things.
hmm
And that's what's got me worried about these house show matches that they've got coming up, because they're starting to put Drew versus Roman as the dark match
Oh,
for a lot of
Oh
matches,
yeah.
including the one that I'm going,
Oh, well,
including the one I'm going to in March.
I am going to go to one of the. Yeah, I'm going to go to the one in March on the 5th of March in the Garden.
I'm going 18th.
I
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
fourth
I,
row
I,
on the in Charlotte on the 18th. So I might
oh,
get to touch
okay.
it. But that's what's got me worried about that. I'm like, are they going to have?
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
going to Madison Square Garden.
That's gonna be a
Oh,
good show.
Yeah, I'm,
that's
are they
going to be an
have
excellent show.
shenanigans?
Yes.
Because they do care
That's
about
a
the
great
Garden.
show.
hmm
Yeah.
I've been,
okay,
I've
so
been
they're
to.
gonna have
Well, the
a bunch
last
of
time they
DQs.
came, yeah. Mm.
I'm like, are they going to have a bunch of DQs
Yeah, the
leading up
last
to
time
when
I
they
did,
fight on pay-per-view?
yeah.
You know,
I can't deal with these
are they going
DQs.
to
I can't.
have
No.
Mhm.
shenanigans? Are they going to have shenanigans
No,
and
man.
Drew get pinned? That doesn't make him look very
See,
strong going into a pay-per-view event with Roman.
That's gonna be
How are they
that's
gonna
gonna be
That
annoying.
50-50
if they,
booking is killing the
hmm
WWE.
It is. It's
It's
really
killing it.
this whole 50-50
It's
booking
killing
is
it.
really it's not
It's
it's
killing
bad. It's so
the
bad. Yeah.
company.
Yeah, it's
especially
It's
bad.
killing the
if,
company.
especially if they had no plans to revisit Seth and Roman, why do a DQ?
Right. Have a clear-cut finish.
Exactly. Then
Right.
everybody
That's
would have
what
been
I
in a better
said.
mood.
Have a clear-cut finish. And here's the thing that really bothers me too, especially the men's Royal Rumble match. They make it too predictable, especially in number 30, because Brock lost the
God,
title that same night, and then he enters in number 30. What the hell is that about?
I
Yeah,
could see it
I wouldn't
fucking
have.
coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That
Absolutely
was stupid.
terrible.
That was stupid.
It was
I'm
so.
flat out saying.
It was first of all when I saw number 30 and I saw him come out, I was like, oh, he's winning the Rumble. Oh, I already knew that. I already knew that. I threw my
Everyone knew
hands
that.
up at that point. I threw my hands up at that point. I was like, okay, forget it. You all are being lazy tonight. So your booking is lazy. You're just taking the furniture and just throwing it all over the place and see where it fits. You don't care
Mhm.
where it fits. You're just throwing it here, there. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
Brock wins the title. We get
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and here's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
In the last two,
Go ahead, girl.
men were in the Rumble was Drew and Brock. I was praying that Drew was gonna win that match, make it like a swerve.
Mhm.
Especially coming back early from an injury like he did.
Right.
You're going to bring him back early from an injury as some sort of like a hero's welcome to have him so Brock can have his moment from 2020 back. Is that really what you're going to do? That's such bullshit.
Then it's we'll put him in with Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss for the year.
Don't
What the heck happened?
You froze on us.
Oh, I froze. Anyway, what I was explaining
froze.
was, yeah, I think I froze. That's my fault. Anyway, what I was saying was the last two was Drew and Brock. I was thinking to myself, please let it be a swerve if Drew wins the Royal Rumble match. But then I saw when he tried to do the Claymore, he missed, and then Brock took him out. I was like, oh, I'm done.
See, this is the way I would have ended the.
Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry, Madison. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
This is the way I would have ended. This is the way I would have ended the Rumble. Okay, the 4 people that should have been in the Rumble should have been. It should have been McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been Styles.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And it should have been Big E. That's how I would have ended the Rumble.
That would have been
Styles
really good.
Winning the Rumble.
That would have been yes. And you know something? There were a lot of people
it would have been way more better.
Mm-hmm. There were a lot of people
that would have made more booking sense.
And there were a lot of people rooting for Styles to win.
Right.
That's
the way I would have did it.
Royal Rumble so special. The 2020 Royal Rumble was so special. Because the last 4, you had Drew, who had never won it or even challenged for a major world championship. You had Edge, who just returned.
Yes.
I mean, between Drew winning and Edge returning, I was in tears, that entire match. And then you had Randy Orton, and then you had, who was the last other? Roman. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was those
4 of those.
I still go back and watch that.
I love that match.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it all the time. And I cry every single time.
Mm-hmm.
That night,
every single time, because it was good.
That night,
literally
that night when Drew eliminated Brock, I completely lost it. When Edge came back, I lost it more. I didn't expect him to come back. That's what we like to see. Surprise entrance. That's why I like the Royal Rumble a lot, because you don't know who's gonna come back. You don't know who's gonna come back, who's gonna win. That's why I like the Royal Rumble. But this year's was
they didn't even try.
I say again, this year's Royal
Rumble
was shit.
No, they didn't try anything, because the thing is that first of all, they leaked half of the women's Royal Rumble. They ruined that. They ruined that moment for everyone.
Yeah,
they leaked all the women.
That was stupid. They leaked all that off.
How awesome would it have been to keep Mickie James a secret, considering the fact she is Impact Knockouts champion, and have her come out? People probably wouldn't have. Casual WWE fans or casual wrestling fans probably wouldn't have known the hardcore country song, but those that really follow wrestling would have heard that going, oh, especially after Trashgate, go, oh my God, Mickie James has returned to do the Royal Rumble. Just think of, and she still got a really good pop for it. But I would have liked to have had a secret.
Yeah, me too. Keep it a secret.
And all the ladies came back. Keep it as, I mean, the ones that are currently in the company, okay, fine. I've declared myself for the Royal, but keep everyone else that you're bringing in a secret. That I mean, Drew was the best kept secret then for the entire Royal Rumble this year.
And he knew how to keep it. He knew how to keep it a big secret. That was one hell of a secret.
What was it, 2011 when Kevin Nash came out? No one knew he was going to be there.
Oh, yeah, when he came out as Diesel. Yo, that was nostalgic. I love that. That brought me back to my brother and I's childhood. Like, Diesel? Yeah.
Everybody in the ring was like, what the fuck?
Was that the one that had the... Was that the one that had the 40-man Royal Rumble? Because I remember they did that before. Was it in 2011?
Yeah.
40-man.
I think that's too much. I think that's too much.
I don't remember if they did it.
30 is perfect.
30 is fine. Yes.
30 is perfect.
Yeah, I even like the
Oh,
time
God.
when Booker T came back into the Royal Rumble. That one was
hmm
cool. I
I
like
think
that one.
I think that
Yeah.
was the same one. Booker showed up in that one too,
Yeah, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was really cool.
and
I
they were
remember
just
that.
like, "What are we gonna do with Diesel?"
Man, him coming back was
Well, he's
sweet.
gonna blow his
Too
quad,
sweet.
so not much.
But I like that because then after that, that
I
went
just
into the storyline with CM Punk.
Oh yeah, especially in the summer. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
hmm
god, that one was
Yeah,
like
no, that's awesome.
crazy. I remember that.
And he's like, "Why
I'm
not
still
me?
salty
I
about
could
how.
be the I could be the champion again."
And yeah, Triple H was in Power at the time.
Okay.
hmm
I remember
Oh
that.
yeah, and he made sure
Back when
everyone knew too.
back when I can actually tolerate Raw.
Back then, like 2010, 2011, I mean, before it went to 3 hours, 2 hours of Raw was perfect.
hmm
Now, remember that
Yeah.
1000 episode, it went to 3 hours. I mean, it was okay. And I like the part where they Jinder Mahal came out with his guys. And I remember Drew being one of the guys, and then Undertaker came out to save Kane because they were crowding around Kane in the ring. And then when you hear the gong, you already know who that is.
That was good. I
Oh
remember
God,
that.
yeah.
I remember
That was
that.
really
Yeah,
good.
2011 was the 40-man Royal Rumble. That's when it
It
Oh,
was
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
I was making sure, yeah, because I knew it had. I think it was 2011 because I know 2010 had
That
30.
was
It was like one time.
that wasn't when
Yeah.
3MB formed. That was like the next year, I think. I was
I
because you were
think
talking about
2012
genders.
was yeah,
And Heath
2012.
Slater.
Yeah,
Oh my
because
God.
yeah.
oh,
Was that the
There
year that
was the yeah.
I
he
think that was
finished
the
about
year
20
that
minutes from.
Roman won the Rumble.
When did Roman won the Royal Rumble? I think it was
Was that the one with the Rock?
no, wasn't
With
that
it?
in 2015?
Uh, yes, yeah,
That was
that
2015.
was in Phil. Oh, I will never forget that night as long as I live. I
No,
was
no,
there
no,
in
no.
Philadelphia, and oh my gosh, ooh,
Roman literally,
ooh, yes.
the
Oh
Rock
my
literally
god.
looked like, okay, you guys are booing me. You must really hate this guy.
The
They
fans were
were
Let me tell
rioting.
you
they
something.
were booing so bad.
Let me tell you something. That
that was
crowd was so bad. I had to go out the back of the arena via Philadelphia police and get into the cab and get back to the bus station. It was that volatile.
oh,
Oh my
Wow.
I
god.
will
Thank God you made it out okay.
never,
Yeah.
oh my God, it was bad. I mean, the fans were even
that
trying to get
that
on the bus where Roman was and follow him back to the hotel. That is how volatile it got. And
I
I
Wow.
am
wanted no part of
shocked.
it. I wanted
I'm actually going into
no
it.
part of it. I said, I am out of
That's
here.
crazy.
That's
I mean,
insane.
you know,
Dang,
Wow.
wrestling. I didn't know wrestling fans could be
Yeah.
so vicious and
hmm
volatile.
oh
They
God,
can.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. The
okay.
fans in
I,
Philadelphia, oh yes, oh yes.
yeah,
And
I
If
grew
I
they
up.
don't
do
live
not
that
like
far from
something,
Philly.
they will let you know.
And I
They
don't
Okay,
live
will
that far
let you
from
I grew up.
know
Philly.
in
I bet you
Oh
Philadelphia.
my
Vince.
god.
They will.
I bet you
I grew up.
Vince made sure he was the last person to leave.
Oh, I'm sure.
No,
I
bro,
Um,
grew up
that's
him and
definitely sure.
yeah, I would be. I would be.
you see.
I would be.
So so I grew up
I
in the
got out
'80s
rather
in
quickly.
Charlotte. I, so I grew up in the '80s in Charlotte. Okay,
hmm
that was the era.
Mhm,
Jim Crockett Promotions. That was the Rock and Roll Express
mhm,
versus the Midnight Express, and I was at every single
mhm.
show that the Charlotte Coliseum had. You, they had to basically put security detail on Jim Cornette because because it was like around the time that they broke Rick. Someone broke Ricky Morton's nose, or they did something to Ricky Morton, and you would think that they would have like beat his beat your grandma up because
Mm.
the fans were
Wow.
like,
Mm.
and that I mean that was like the golden age of like every single show. It doesn't matter who was wrestling; it was like a wall of sound. You couldn't even hear yourself thinking. When the Rock and Roll Express was in the ring, you could not hear yourself at all. It
Oh
was
my
just like
goodness.
Oh
it,
my, I believe
it
it.
was like going to a rock concert. It was like going to see the Beatles. It was that
Oh,
level. And
I believe
so
it.
yeah, but the thing with Roman, I was thinking this is almost like a if Cena wins, we riot thing from One Night Only.
I remember
One Night
that.
Stand. Oh yeah, I saw that pay-per-view, and it was in the Hammerstein Ballroom. They didn't give a shit. They really let John Cena how they felt. And the times where he came in, he threw the shirt. They threw the shirt right back at him. They don't want it. I
Oh
saw
no, they
that.
didn't. They
I
did
think
not.
I think they did it
No,
like
that crowd
twice.
was hostile that night.
That crowd was woo.
Oh my god!
That reminds me. You remember that AEW episode where Cody threw his belt to the crowd and they threw it right back at him?
Oh
Oh
yeah, I
yeah,
saw that one.
they threw it back. They threw it back.
Yeah, they threw it back.
They
I
threw it
saw that.
back.
I was
Yeah.
like, dang. I'm
They do.
sorry.
They
So
do not like Cody here.
No, they
I
didn't like
remember
Cody at
No.
all.
I remember going to
Tell me
Night
how
Show.
you really like me, huh?
I remember
They probably
going
will like you heel.
Yeah, I remember going to a night show right before the whole NWO thing happened,
Hmm.
and they were still trying to make. And this is Charlotte, so this was still memory was still fresh of Jim Crockett Promotions NWA, who did not want WCW, and they did not want Hulk Hogan as their big baby face. People still wanted Sting as the big baby face of WCW, and the fans let them know it because they were handing out free Hogan merchandise. Like, you remember the foam Hulk doing the posing thing?
Hmm.
Yeah.
They were handing those out. People were ripping them up and throwing it in the ring during
Oh my goodness.
Oh
my god.
during the interview, and they were trying so hard not to even acknowledge this was going on, but it was. I'm like, and this was the days before like a 3-second delay or whatever it was. They were letting them know we don't fucking want Hulk Hogan. We don't want him.
They really will let y'all know. They're very hostile. Holy.
No wonder why he turned heel.
Yeah, some wrestling fans can be really vicious.
Oh my goodness. It's so horrible. That's crazy. I couldn't.
Yeah, some fans can be very vicious, especially on Twitter. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, yes.
Man, some of those comments. Woof. God, some of those wrestling comments I see on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. They are so annoying. It's frustrating.
But look at Jim
Oh my
Cornette and
gosh.
Kenny Omega.
Oh my god. They need to like forget it.
Did you guys see that? The Jim Cornette and Kenny Omega back and forth.
Hold on, my cat decided to make an appearance.
Oh.
That's my cat Miracle. That's my cat Miracle.
Somewhere.
Yeah, she's literally next to me right now. She decided to make an appearance. I decided to say hi.
I had to
my
laugh
cat's
though
a dog
because
or somewhere around.
Kenny basically told Jim, "Can you find something else to do and stop worrying about what I do every week?"
Well, at least put him in his place because
Let me tell you something. He is one of the most bitter old men I have ever seen. Jim Cornette. He have nothing positive to say about nobody.
No.
I listened to his show once. I listened to his show once and I had to turn it off. I couldn't listen to it anymore. It was just, it was full of cursing. It was venom. It was just too much. I'm like, Jim Cornette, please do me a favor. Relax, dude. Relax.
AEW's.
he talks so much shit.
I mean, he takes things very seriously, but
he was bashing Tony Khan. It was just all over the place.
Oh hell no!
The AEW is a circus. This is silly.
How the hell is this silly? What the hell is he watching?
Yeah,
that's how some fans are. Just like they're talking about.
Like, talk about the stuff you like, you know. I mean,
exactly.
You know,
Yeah, and what also got me like not a little bit, really annoyed was when the time when Drew McIntyre went to the EMAs and he wore his red in black kilt and to represent his
Oh my
culture. And
God.
then, yes, I love that. And then people saying, "Oh, he can't go. This is why W Superstars can't go mainstream." I said, "Who the hell? Who the hell asked you? He's out there doing his thing, having a good time, and you want to come and put your 2 cents in, bro? Shut the hell up. You got anything better
Like
to do
he
than
is
talk
Scottish,
about?"
right?
He is Scottish. It's a part of his culture. What has that got to do with being mainstream? He is representing his culture. Shut the F up.
Yeah, I can't
See,
I can't stand that crap.
I can't stand it. It irks me.
no, no, I understand. I hear you. You know, fans just don't know what they're doing. They just don't know how to comment on wrestling things. You know,
Hmm.
I always say
Yeah.
on my show, I said, in order for you to be a good wrestling fan, you got to relive it, experience it, and you got to know it. If you don't know
Yep.
those three elements, you should not be talking about wrestling because
Hmm.
you know
Exactly.
you have to have those three elements. You have to have those three elements. You got to
And a lot of these same
experience it, you got to
people,
relive it,
a
and
lot
you
of these
got to
same people,
know it.
right? And a lot of these same people think that Christina and I don't know anything because we're women.
Which
I'm
is
And
like,
that's
you
straight
can't
bullshit.
tell me.
BS.
Yeah.
I've
Which
been.
is straight BS.
I'm like, I have been around the business since I was 5 years old. My dad's best friend was a professional wrestler. I've been going to shows since I was 5 years old. I've been watching it ever since. I know more than you. Okay,
Hmm.
And may I also
so
add,
don't
my
don't.
mother, yep. I'm sorry, sweetie. And may I also add that my mother and my aunt grew up watching wrestling when it was in the 70s and 80s. So don't come
Hmm.
at me with that shit. And
Well,
then my
well,
brother and
well,
I got into it.
well. Let me just explain something to you all. You know, last year on my show, I had a first time ever female guest. Okay, and I made history because on my show I had a female guest. And let me tell you something. I like talking to female wrestling fans because they are some of the most knowledgeable and passionate people
Hmm.
I have ever met. And the thing is
Mhm.
that I can hold a conversation with a female. I can hold a conversation with anyone. But a female always gives you that women's perspective on the product, and they know their booking knowledge. Like I could come up with a scenario, and you know the person I'm talking, the female that I'm talking to, she knows exactly my pain. She can feel my pain. She can understand where I'm coming from. I don't have to explain to her anything. I don't have to dance around the issue. I can just go there and say, now I know who I'm talking to here.
Hmm.
I know exactly who I'm talking to here because I'm quite sure you grew up the same way I did in the same cycle because I grew up on the golden age of wrestling. That is what I was
Mhm.
grown up on. And that's what I was bred on. That's where my knowledge comes from in wrestling.
That's right.
That's
Right.
exactly where it
Hmm.
comes
That's
Right.
from.
right.
It comes from the golden age of wrestling. And I'm a hardcore wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan for a very long time. I've been around for a
Yep.
long time, and I know I can tell right off the bat when I speak to someone or debate someone in wrestling who I'm talking to.
Hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
Right.
if your wrestling thoughts are all over the place, you're not a wrestling fan. You don't know what I'm talking about. You have
Right.
no idea what
Right.
I'm talking about.
Right.
I can come out with a wrestler's name and you have no idea. Like I'll give you an example. Um, the woman Serena Deeb in
Hmm.
AEW.
Oh
Okay, I
Yes.
says that Serena Deeb is one of the best women's heels I have ever seen in women's wrestling. So every
she's
time a guest
incredible.
comes on, right?
She's really good.
Every, so every time somebody comes on my show, and we're talking AEW, I always say, let me ask you all something. Does Serena Deeb remind you of the fabulous Mula? And everybody looks at me like, no, who the hell is that? I'm like, well, you're
Oh
not a
my
wrestling
god.
fan then. Go Google her. Go Google her. Google her.
Oh my
You don't know
god.
who the fabulous Mula is? You don't know who the fabulous Mula is. You have no idea who the fabulous Mula is. Let me explain something to you. I have seen almost 15 of her matches because she used to come to the garden. When I was
Hmm.
a kid, my mom took me to the garden and I used to watch the fabulous Mula. This woman did what was necessary to win a match. She used to have brass knucks
Yeah,
in her bra. She used to put her foot on the rope. She used to scrape the eyes. She did whatever was necessary to
Mm-hmm.
right.
neutralize her opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So when I said to her, when I talked to her, and does Serena Deeb remind you of the fact? Who is that? Who? I was like, oh man, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. You don't know
Just
who the
Well, I
by
was like,
fabulous Moolah is?
Karina Deep
just
Come
by
is
on,
hearing, just
dude.
by
fabulous.
everybody knows who the fabulous Mula is. Come on now.
Yeah,
Just by
really.
I
oh
was
my
like,
God.
come on, dude.
I mean,
You
her
gonna
name is.
tell me that on live stream?
You're gonna
Oh,
they're gonna
dude.
tell you
Oh
that on your live
no.
stream.
I
Oh
That
was
my
that's
God,
like,
that's
almost
so
oh my.
that is so embarrassing and humiliating.
I
How the
was
hell you don't
like,
know who the fabulous Mula is?
Well,
I was
that's like
like,
if you go to ask somebody, do you know Sensational Cherry? And they don't
Mm.
know, it'd be like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Or if you ask somebody, do you know who Mae Young is? And if they give you that like, who's she? I'm like, you don't know who she is? You don't know who Mae
I
Young
was
is?
like,
or they'll say
yeah,
she's the one who gave birth to the hand.
Oh
That's
my
how
God,
they would
that
know
probably bring that
somebody.
up. That probably
yeah, I
definitely bring
just
that up.
I was like, but
But that's how they would
I
know
said, well,
her.
there goes my show value. My show value is going to go down now because you don't know who the fabulous Moolah. Then I have to explain. Then I have to go back and explain. On top of everything else that I have to do, all the heavy lifting I have to do, then I have to explain to the person. Okay, okay, we're gonna have to stop this for a second. What I was talking about, because now I have to explain to you who the fabulous Moolah was.
Oh my God.
It's just
Mm.
it is just it is just I mean, come on.
Oh, imagine if you ask a person who do you know who Miss Elizabeth is? If they
Oh
look
my
at you
god.
with a question, I'm
If
like,
you
you
don't
don't
know
know
who
who
the
the
most
hell she is? Oh my God, you need to go. You need to go. You need to go get yourself checked
It's
out or
like
something.
if you're thinking of getting in the podcast game and you don't know who she is, you need to just stop right now.
Exactly. You need to just like pump the brakes and just go
yeah,
and go catch up on your wrestling history.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you really should not be hosting a podcast because obviously your knowledge is just not as knowledgeable as you say you are. You
I
know,
could come up with several names that I could come at the top of my head. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Bruno Sammartino, Buddy Rogers, Harley
Mm.
Race, Sensational Sherry, Lalani Kai, Mr. T, Roddy Piper.
Even Kimberly from DDP's
Oh, it's my,
wife.
Yes. Kimberly from
I
DDP.
mean,
Oh my
yeah.
God. Razor
you
Ramon,
know,
Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, The Rockers.
right. Let
the
me tell
I
you
could
Midnight
come
all.
up
Let
with
me,
Rockers.
mhm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, let me tell you guys something. I email wrestling fans. I do. I respect them. And but I mean there are some guys that I will debate wrestling with and they have no idea what I'm talking about. They have no idea what I'm talking about. They don't know who this is. They don't know what I mean the other day, I'm not even gonna say the person's name, but I had this person on my show and we were going back and forth. We were talking about the golden age of wrestling. And
Hmm.
I said to the person, I said, "Oh, do you remember the Mid South and the Jim Crockett promotion?" So the guy goes, "Who's Jim Crockett?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What? You don't know who Jim
Oh, you should
Crockett
have
is?"
had me on that show.
I was like, "What?
Yo,
What?"
Cherry will roast that person's ass. Oh my God.
That would have triggered me big time. That would have
NWA, I
triggered
was
me.
like NWA, Jim Crockett promotion. I'm like, you don't know who Jim Crockett
Wow.
is? I'm like, wow. That took me all the way down to the basement. I said, well, I'm just going to end the show right here, right now. And because you said to me on my show that you are an encyclopedia. Well, you're not an encyclopedia. So I would take that title out of your name and do not, under any circumstances, tell anybody that. Do not. because what I'm about to tell
False
you, you're not
advertising.
gonna know.
Yeah.
Yeah, false advertisement. Right. Exactly.
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 He
False
didn't.
advertising.
He
Got that
didn't.
right.
He didn't know. He didn't know NWA. He didn't know. He didn't know. He didn't even know who Jim Crockett was. He did not know what Jim Crockett was. He had no idea.
That
Oh my
He
God.
had no idea. He didn't even know who the Midnight Express. I mean, it's
What?
like you don't know who the Midnight Express is.
oh hell
Come
Yeah,
on,
Trey, you
dude.
should have been on
Come
that
on,
show,
dude.
man. Oh
Come
my
on.
God. You should have
no!
been
I
on
should
that.
have been on that
Oh
show.
my God, dude,
I should have been
dude,
on that show.
dude. Well, I was like, you have no idea who NWA is. You have no idea who Jim Crockett is, and you have no idea who the Midnight Express is. I was like, we are done talking about wrestling. I cannot talk to you anymore. I can't, and I can't have
Oh
you
my
on my show
God.
anymore. I'm
Meanwhile,
sorry. I'm
meanwhile,
sorry.
I was at the 3 weekend stand of the Midnight Express versus the Rock and Roll Express in
Right,
1986 on the front row
right,
all 3 nights. I was
Mm.
right,
there. I, I was
right.
there in Shelby, North
I
Carolina when the Rock and Roll Express beat the Russians for their first NWA Television
right.
Nice.
Championship. I was there.
Nice.
It
That's
was hot as
awesome.
hell. It was
I
hot as
mean,
hell in that gym.
I think
It
that's
was hot as
awesome.
hell,
That
and
is
that
incredible.
and that noise was I mean, they crammed so many people in that gym, and no one cared. Everyone was sweating. No one cared because it was electric. That atmosphere was amazing.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
blame
You
you.
know,
I'm
those
actually
kind of
glad you went there.
moments. Yeah,
Yeah.
those kind of moments you just can't forget. And the
Hmm.
Oh,
thing is that
So
absolutely
when
not.
you what yeah, yeah, when you explain things to someone like I do all the time on my show because I'm very like historical. I like throwing things in there with modern, so I kind of
Hmm.
like mix everything in there. Some people get it and some people don't. And when he told me he didn't know who the NWA was, I was just like, how could you call yourself a dictionary or whatever you called yourself and you don't know what I'm talking about? You have no idea what you
That person,
like. I don't
that
know.
person was selling straight up bullshit.
Hmm.
yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Jerry, you should have
I
been on
can't.
that show.
He
You would
said,
have
"Who's the
roasted
what's
that
the?"
person.
Oh yeah.
God, that would have seen.
I
Oh
was like,
my!
who the? Yeah, I was like,
And to
you
call
don't
yourself
know
an
who Jim Crockett
encyclopedia.
is? I was like, okay.
Oh my
All
I
right
goodness.
now. Okay. Oh my God. I'm like,
I'm like,
okay.
okay, you need to hang up.
It's,
Like you need to hang up, and Earl and I will talk about Jim Crockett because I met him many times, and I met Adrian, I met that were in that promotion. You need to hang up because I can actually. I was there. I lived it.
And these
you
are
I'm
probably
sure
experienced
the
you
it.
were.
You experienced
I'm
it.
sure
You
you were.
experienced it.
But exactly. And this is why I said that in order for you to be a wrestling fan, you have to have three elements. You got to relive it, experience it, and know it. You cannot
Mhm.
come on the show and tell me I know about Mid South wrestling, and then you don't have
Hmm.
no idea what I'm talking about.
Right.
And I knew Mid South.
Don't
You know,
start
I
the
mean,
conversation like that because you right. Don't start the conversation like that because I will have to dismiss you. I will have to dismiss you
exactly.
because I cannot be embarrassed. I cannot be embarrassed on my show. I cannot.
Nope.
My audience
Nope.
is
Hmm.
looking for
Right.
me to be knowledgeable. They're looking for me to be
Exactly.
knowledgeable and they're looking for me to be entertaining. So if I'm not knowledgeable and
Right.
entertaining, I have to be out of business because
Oh my God.
I'm like
Right.
I cannot. You're going to ruin my reputation because I'm sorry. I cannot debate you on anything. I can't. I
Right.
can't.
I mean, I will never claim to
I
know
mean, if you
every.
don't know what the current product is,
Right. I mean, if
Right.
only I mean, it
mhm,
honestly sounds like okay, you're an encyclopedia of what's going on in WWE right now, but don't call
Exactly.
yourself an
Right.
encyclopedia because I know back in the day we had cable. That was
Hmm.
Hmm.
I lived through the first. I
right,
was one of the first generation of people who had cable. So I always had access to Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling or Jim Crockett Promotions or whatever it was. Whatever you called it at the time.
Hmm.
But through cable, I learned about WWF, World Class
Hmm.
Championship Wrestling, Mid South,
Mm-hmm.
which became UWF, AWA. I learned and I picked up Pro Wrestling Illustrated, The Wrestler, whatever magazines I could read and find out about.
Oh, that's
I never
back
would
in
have
the
known about
day.
That's
Portland.
way back in the day.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know I never
yeah.
would have known about Portland wrestling. Had I not you know picked up an issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I still remember when
but
Vince had that
Let me see.
1-900 number when he used to be able to watch. Remember?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The
yeah,
1-900 number. Yeah, 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 yeah. That
yeah, yeah,
900 number.
yeah.
See,
That one
my
hundred.
see my knowledge of wrestling doesn't go that far back. But what I don't know, I educate myself on it.
Right.
So that this way I have an in-depth knowledge of what I'm talking about. And I don't
Exactly.
sound like foolish. I don't sound foolish, you
No,
know?
you sound
Well,
knowledgeable of the business
well,
of the industry.
exactly. So when I speak on something, I'm experiencing it. That's why I call my show the Wrestling Experience, because I've experienced it,
Yes.
and of course I relived it, and of course I have knowledge on it because I follow it.
Mm-hmm.
People
Absolutely.
just don't sit down anymore, and they don't sit down and they don't look at things, or they don't understand things because they don't read about it. They don't sit there and they do their homework. That's why when I have a guest on my show, I always tell them, I said, look, listen, we're going to talk about this topic, this topic, this topic, this
Hmm.
topic. Please make sure that you are well reversed in the topic, so that when you
Mm-hmm.
come on my show, we can have a healthy
Hmm.
debate, and we can have some entertainment value to it, so that this way we can go
Exactly.
back and
right,
forth. We can go back and forth. We can go back and forth, and then I know what I'm talking about. You know what you're talking about. And if I come
Yes.
out with something, don't look at me and say I don't know what you're talking about. Don't don't
Right.
don't do
You
that.
you gave him
Uh,
you gave it to him.
You
Right.
basically
I
just
gave him
introduce yourself.
ample warning.
Yes. You gave him a very
right.
fair
Yeah,
warning.
I gave you ample warning. Right, I gave you ample warning for my show. Don't
Mm-hmm.
tell me you're an encyclopedia. Don't tell me you're this. Don't tell me you're that. And then when I ask you certain things, you're looking at me like I have two heads. I'm like,
Right.
well, you
I
told
mean,
me
I
behind the
will never.
scenes.
I would have been
I will
livid,
never.
and somebody, yeah.
I would have been pissed.
Hmm?
But I mean, I will never ever claim to know everything because
No.
there are some
Right.
things.
No,
I mean,
no, I
No.
don't. I
No.
that
don't.
I
Right,
don't.
no, no. I don't claim to
But
know
you,
everything. People think I
I don't
know
believe
everything. I
everything.
do not know everything. I do
No.
not know everything. There are things that I will talk about on my show that escape me. And somebody will go back and say, Earl, you said X, Y, and Z, and this wasn't correct. And I said, okay, next time I go on my show, I will correct the error
Hmm.
on my
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
That's how you
right,
because
learn.
I'm not
That's how you
perfect.
learn. We're all not
So
perfect. We
I
all
will
make
spit out
mistakes.
right, right. Right. I will spit things out that sometimes I will get the date wrong. Maybe I'll get
Hmm.
this wrong. Maybe I'll get the state wrong, or something like that. But I always correct myself on the next
Hmm.
show. I said, listen,
Yeah.
I want to apologize to my audience. I apologize. I said this, that, and this. I did it 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
I said something incompletely wrong, that when I went back and I looked at it, I said, oh no, that I shouldn't have said. That shouldn't have been put
Okay.
out in the universe. So I said, let me just go
Hmm.
back. Let me just go back on my show when I go back on the air. And I said, I will explain to my audience what I said, and I will rectify it. Other people don't do
right.
that. I do that. I do that because I do not want any daggers thrown at me. I don't want anybody bashing me on Twitter or anything of that
Hmm.
nature,
This
to
day and age,
say
they will
that
do that.
I
That
said
Oh
that's
my
gonna
something.
God.
happen no matter what because
Any little type of misinformation, they will go after you for it, and it's a simple mistake. That's how it is. You made a
yeah,
mistake, and you learn from it. People
right.
nowadays,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they take it a small little thing and to make it into a big issue, and it's
Hmm.
annoying.
It's
I
like
know.
Hogan
Yeah,
with the Silver Dome.
Oh God,
yeah.
he definitely should have known better on
It's
that
just
one though.
yeah,
He
it's
definitely
just
should have known better
ridiculous.
on that one.
Yeah, it's just
Mom,
ridiculous. You
stay
know,
out.
sometimes you have to. Yeah, I try to cover all my bases on my show. I try to cover everything because people just hang on to every word you say, and then they take
Hmm.
it and they twist it around to make it a false narrative.
Yes,
It's like
all the time.
Oh, they do that to
We just
Jamie
saw
it's
Benoit
like
206 a lot.
Oh yeah, my brother watches his podcast like literally
yeah,
every week. He watches
Hmm.
JD from New York every time. And these people on Twitter, they'll misconstrue and misinterpret the words he says, and they call him out on it. And he'll don't give a shit. He'll call
Hmm.
you on it too. He knows what he's talking about because I've watched some of his podcasts, and he's on point. So my brother watches him like literally like almost every time he does a review when it comes to
Oh, he
AEW,
is so
WWE. Yeah,
funny.
he is hilarious. He is
I
yeah,
love.
hilarious.
yeah,
he's good.
He's
He is.
really
I
good.
and
learned
they
from him.
Hmm.
Yeah,
and you know they do it to wrestlers too all the time. Just like well, last week Drew tweeted about that soccer player that was beating his cat, and some
Oh
chick
my
wrestled
god,
Oh.
on
I saw
Twitter,
that. Oh
and the
my god.
caption on Twitter was like, unless you're a vegan or vegetarian, you need to retract this or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so you told me two things. You're okay with animal abuse, and you're a self
Mm-mm.
righteous prick. Okay,
No.
next,
And
bye.
there was and yeah, and there was one person on Twitter his and he says, "You beat people up for a living. Shut the fuck up." I said, "Excuse you. What does entertaining people every week coincide with animal abuse? Explain that." Oh, I put
Nothing.
that shit out there. I don't give a damn. I even showed my mother the video. She
Yeah,
was livid. My mother was
yeah,
livid.
no,
Yeah, they
Chrissy
should
and
all.
I will go at a heartbeat.
I had a
We will
situation
go
like that
there.
once. I had a situation like that once on my show. Somebody came to me and they said, "Oh, that guy was a racist. The guy that you had on your show the other night, he was a racist." I said,
Mm,
first of all, I said, "Do you know the person personally?" I said, "Do you know the person personally?" First of all, so I said, second of all, you don't know what a racist is. I said, go look in the dictionary. I said, first of all, if the person was a racist, they would not be on my show. I do not promote that. Okay. And if
mm-hmm.
you think I'm going to promote that on a wrestling show, I said you are a nutcase because I don't promote that on my show.
Right.
I don't go for that.
No.
Right. No.
Mm-mm.
I don't go for that. I will work. I will welcome anybody. I don't care whether you're a woman, man, green, black, blue, orange, gray. I don't care. As long as we have a
As long as
healthy
you know
debate on
your
wrestling,
stuff.
As
I
long
will.
as it was a respectful
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
conversation.
As long
That's
as you
it.
know your stuff, as long as you know your stuff, and you can do it in a healthy way, and you're not going to be rude,
Exactly.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But if you're going to be
Right.
ignorant and stuff, you need to go on your separate ways because I that is not the jam I
Mm-hmm.
want on my show, and I'm not going to promote
And that
that.
yeah.
I
Exactly.
am not going to have
And
a
that
three ring
that's yeah.
circus. No, no,
And
no.
that's yeah. And that's the thing that really,
I do
really angers me.
apologize.
Oh,
I just got to go to the bathroom real quick. Please continue. I'm sorry.
oh, that's okay.
Oh,
Go ahead. Take no worries.
No, go ahead. I'll be
Okay.
right back. But
All
go
right.
ahead.
But like I said,
all right.
what also angers me the most that anybody pulls out the race card. It's not a racial issue. It's a simple conversation. Don't make anything you see or hear turn into a race issue. This is ridiculous. I'm over it. It's like you can't
Yeah,
respect people's
it's just
opinions.
like it's no, it's just like what Big Swole said on the
Mhm.
internet. I mean, this thing
That
with
was
diversity and all of that, this was just baseless. First of all, it should have been done behind the scenes. Okay, this
Yeah.
should have been done behind the scenes. You should have called Tony Khan's personal number and sat down and talked to him. If you had a discrepancy, you shouldn't have brought it on the internet. And that was the first thing. Second of all, Tony Khan is not a racist. Okay, if he was a racist,
No.
he wouldn't have Powerhouse Hobbs. He wouldn't have hired Mark Henry. He wouldn't have Red Velvet. He wouldn't have all of these African American people on his show. I mean, come on now. The man is
Like
not a
Jay
racist,
Cargill.
and the yeah, and Jay Cargill and the people on Twitter, they're so ignorant. I mean, it's like, come on now,
Yeah.
enough with that. Enough, enough, enough,
It's
enough. But
enough.
you know, work the Yeah, you don't work there. You don't know the man personally. You don't know nothing. So don't
Right.
make these baseless comments that make no sense.
Exactly.
I
Especially with
mean,
the
I
whole, yeah.
mean,
Especially what Cherry
I
brought up
mean,
about that soccer player, I will not say his name, who attacked the cat. And then Drew brought it to us to the light. And then I saw these comments on these quote tweets saying that, oh, it doesn't have to do with being vegetarian, or you like to beat people every weekly, shut the F up and stuff. I was like, yo, it's not about that. The main principle is about animal cruelty. Don't put anything else that you think is gonna light a fuse in that and think it's gonna make you part of the conversation. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Just keep your remarks to yourself and keep it moving. That's it.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you
I
know,
mean,
I
he's a cat.
yeah,
He's a cat owner and a cat lover. He was bringing attention
Exactly.
to
Yes, he was bringing
someone,
attention to
someone who's very who
I have
was
blocked so
who
many
was
people
caught
on
on
Twitter.
fucking camera.
Oh, me too.
Oh, I block and mute all the time.
I've been reporting
And
and
it's not
blocking
like that
some
guy.
others.
Mute is a
I just
wonderful
can't.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh yes. Oh
I
yeah.
just can't. I cannot deal with people who just don't seem to understand that not everything is about race.
Hmm.
it's not about
Exactly.
that.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
and people do not see the overall picture. I always
Right.
mention that on my show. I said people never seem to see the overall picture.
Right.
And that is the big problem
Right.
with a lot of people because they're very close minded. And the
Hmm.
thing is that
Exactly. Yes.
once you're closed minded, yeah, once you're closed minded, you will never see the overall picture. You will
No.
never
No.
ever see the fruits of the labor. You will never see that. You just see things one
Right.
sided, and it becomes a one sided conversation. And I
Right.
Hmm.
can't deal. I can't engage in that. I can't engage in that because you
Right.
can't tell me I don't have a
Can't.
right to my own opinion. I have a right to
Exactly.
my own opinion,
Exactly. We are all
And it's not
entitled
like
to
that
an
guy
whether
left.
you
opinion.
agree with it or not.
Yeah,
Right.
it's your opinion.
And
We
it's
are
not like that
entitled
Whether
guy
you
left
to
behind.
respect your opinion.
right.
And it's
I
not like that
respect
guy
your
last like
opinion. I want you to
15 words
respect mine. So
Hmm.
Exactly.
about the
Yeah.
halftime show.
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
there is clear cut racism, like that guy who tweeted that horrible tweet
Hmm.
using the N word about the halftime show
I
last night. I'm like,
reported him.
okay,
I
yeah,
reported
Good.
him.
you're
I
racist.
reported him.
You're a
I
racist.
reported his
But
ass.
oh, I did too. I did too.
Oh, I
Good.
reported him.
Good.
When I saw
Yeah.
that, and as a matter of fact, there were
I
other
liked
tweets in
it.
there that it was good. It was good. The halftime show was good,
Oh, I love it.
and it was really good. But like I said, there was other tweets in there that I reported too that was racist as well. I said, you know what? I report those too. Bye. I
Get
don't
out of
play
Yeah.
that.
here.
Yeah.
I don't play
Yeah.
that. I don't play that. I don't condone racism. I don't condone animal cruelty. I don't condone any of that stuff. I don't give a damn who you are.
No, I don't. No, I don't condone that. And the thing is that I've made it very crystal clear on my show because I have a mission statement. If you can't come on my show and do a healthy debate, you will be dismissed. I
I love
am
that mission
not
statement.
going to. I do not play around with that because my reputation is at stake. I cannot
Hmm.
have you come on the internet and say things because then you're going to take my words and twist it around, and it's going to become a three-ring circus, and I cannot have that. So if you're going to come on
Exactly.
there
Right.
with your own hidden agenda, do it on your own platform. You can do it on whatever
Hmm.
platform you want. I do not care.
Start your own YouTube.
I will not be
Yeah.
listening
Exactly.
to it. I I won't be listening to it, but you can go on another platform if you want and do whatever you want to do. But do not come over here in this island because you will be kicked
Exactly.
off.
Right.
Exactly. You're
Mm.
promoting you're promoting healthy conversations, healthy debates, and that's the way it's
Hmm.
supposed to be. Other people who don't like that, goodbye. You don't deserve to be on
Exactly.
your they don't need to be on your
Right.
show. Bye.
No, because I
Uh,
deal with healthy debates. I do not.
Right.
I don't promote anything else than that.
Well, that's like, for
Right.
example, say Earl, you wanted to talk about Chris Benoit. People would be like, "Oh no, you can't talk about that."
Right.
You
I'd be like,
can, as
"Get
long
out
as
of
you,
here!"
as,
Yeah, I'd be like, "Get
as
out of
long as
here!"
you present. You can't just put him in, the light of unfortunately, you can't put him in the light of he's just a murderer. You have to
Right.
go into, he was a great wrestler, but
Exactly.
he's a murderer. Unfortunately, I don't ever watch any of his matches anymore. But that's my personal preference because
hmm
Hmm.
I also grew up as a woman fan. I love Nancy Benoit.
Oh
And
yeah.
just the thought of her and that little boy, what they went through, just
hmm
breaks my heart. And so I choose to not even engage anything having to do with him. But that's my personal thing.
Right.
But I can
Yeah.
talk about the great matches that he had. He had
Hmm.
great
hmm
matches with Jericho, with CM Punk. Well, no, he didn't have CM Punk, but he had great matches with just about anyone. He was a great wrestler. But
Yeah.
I definitely can't watch any of his matches anymore. I could probably talk about them, but
Understand.
I don't ever watch them. But
No,
It's
that's understandable because
It is understandable.
it's understandable because the thing is that I haven't had too many people come on my show and talk about Benoit, but what I will do and what I will say is that yes, he had some incredible matches, but I will not talk about him personally. I will not talk about the incident. I will not bring that up anymore,
Hmm.
because I do not want to start a war with anyone. I do not watch his matches anymore either. I don't personally. I don't.
I don't even know
Um,
if you
I
can.
and
Can
I
well,
you?
I
on
mean,
I mean personally
yeah, they do
myself,
have some.
ever
They do.
since ever since ever since what happened, I haven't watched any of his matches either. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a phenomenal athlete. He had so many great matches in his career, but what happened really trumped everything that he did. And to be honest, personally, I haven't watched any of his matches back then. I don't intend to because it's gonna bring back memories of what he did, and it's gonna
Mm,
spark something that we don't want to get into, so we have to keep
One
that.
thing
right,
One thing I found really disgusting is the WWE's treatment towards both families, towards Nancy's
hmm
family and towards Chris's
yes,
families after
Hmm.
what
yeah,
happened. They didn't deserve the cold shoulder treatment like they got. None of them did.
No.
David, Benoit, his dad, her mother and father, her sister, they
Sister.
didn't deserve that. And the people who worked with him and loved him were literally just almost told, you don't talk about him or you're going to be fired. If you watch that Dark
I
Side of the
remember
Ring,
that.
That
Yeah.
was horrible.
you're
That was bad.
you you hear like Chavo and Vicky talk about, it's like we can't talk, we weren't allowed to talk about it anymore because we would get fired or or taken off TV if they were caught doing that. That is so wrong because I
hmm
guarantee you they needed therapy. They needed help because they were dealing with a really horrible situation and they were not afforded that. That is disgusting.
Yeah.
That's Yes, it's disgusting in itself. And I
yeah.
remember also when Mr. McMahon said on TV that no trademark, no mention of Chris Benoit will ever happen in WWE programming. And when I heard about that, I was like, wow. And then when you just talked about this now, that is really disgusting and uncalled for.
hmm
It,
I mean, I understand them not wanting to talk about him on
mhm,
TV. I understand that, but to
mhm.
completely do what they did
Wipe out his
to
family.
his family,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
her
fucked up.
her family, and they've erased her history too. I mean, she had an incredible career in Florida, in NWA, in WCW, and ECW. They have completely erased that too, and she was incredible at what she did. And I
Mm.
mean, they've erased her. They turned their back on both of their families, and basically, their any sort of therapy that was going to be afforded to his really close friends was, you're not going to talk about it. that was it. That I,
No, you can't
that's
do that.
inexcusable.
That's messed up. That's messed up. That was definitely
Mm.
messed up.
I mean, I never forget the night I was in Houston, Texas. I was there for a pay-per-view, and Benoit was supposed to be on that show, and he didn't show up.
Oh,
He didn't show up. They had to replace him. They had to replace him.
Mm,
And I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand what was happening. Nobody was explaining to me what happened. Then when I flew home to New York and I got back home, they said Raw the next night was canceled, and I said,
mm,
"Why was Raw
Mhm.
canceled?" And they said, "Earl, turn on the TV. You don't know what's going on." And I said, "No, I was in the air. I don't know what's going on." And I turned on the TV and they had this tribute show for Ben. I said, "What's going on with Benoit?" And then they said Benoit died. And I said, "What?" And I had no idea what was
mm,
happening. I had no
yeah.
idea. I had no idea what I was walking into. Um, it was like, wow. It was like this is absolutely
And,
this is like a slap in the face to me because I was like, it was like a dose of like reality. I was like, what is
mm-hmm.
happening here?
yeah.
That I
And
And
that
believe
then
is
they
that
so
was
told
that
me
night.
unfortunate.
It was that Night of
the
Champions, I
truth.
think, right? I forgot what pay per view it was,
I
but I think
think
I know what you're
so.
talking about. I think it was that because
Night of Champions.
as
Yeah,
a Night of Champions or Vengeance, I don't know. I know it was one of those
It was
events, but
it was supposed
Mm,
to be him versus Punk, but they replaced him with Morrison.
exactly,
I
John
remember
Morrison.
that.
Yes, that's the one.
right,
That was the
right.
one.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes, when you brought that
and
up, I
I
know what you're
and I
talking about.
didn't know. Yeah, because the next night they were supposed to be in Corpus Christi for Monday Night Raw, and my friend was asking me. She said, "Oh, are you gonna go to Corpus?" I said, "No, I'm only here for a couple of hours and stuff, and I got to fly back home." And I was in the air, and I had no idea what was happening until I got back to
Mm,
New York. I had no idea, and Jason was like, "Earl, turn on the TV." And at the time we don't have Twitter back then. We didn't have that.
No, we didn't have
Everybody
that.
was
No.
Right.
calling me. No, we didn't have that back then. So everybody was calling me, and I was like, "What's happening?" So I turned on the USA Network, and I'm watching it, and I said, "Raw was canceled tonight," and I was like, "What? Why?" I was like, "What was it? A
mm,
weather situation?" I was like, "What's happening?" I was like, "What's going on?" They were like, "Benoit." I was like, "What?" And my jaw dropped on the floor. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Are you serious?" And I didn't know
mm,
Yeah.
what was happening. And then the next day, then they explained to me what exactly happened, and I was like,
Yeah. I think
wow,
Yeah,
the
wow,
way it was
mm,
it was
wow, 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 wow.
reported, it almost sounded like it was just like they all three died. So I was like, okay, was there like a gas leak? Was what was going on?
mm-hmm.
And it wasn't
hmm
until the next
Mm.
day that it came out what really happened. And
yeah.
oh my god, it's just oh god, it just killed me.
It was so weird
I
because
was
especially
absolutely
yeah.
devastated.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah,
weird because usually at the next night on Raw, it was supposed to be like the demise or the funeral for the Mr. McMahon character at the
oh
time,
god, yeah.
and
I think I
and
blew up
then
the week
Oh
before.
yeah, I
Mm.
yeah,
remember.
with the limo, yeah. And then what happened was is that when I
Yeah.
saw Chris Benoit came out, I was like, "What the heck was that?" I said, "What?" I didn't know that it really blew my mind. And then when I saw the arena empty, like you was talking about, and
Mm-hmm.
they did the whole tribute show of revolving Benoit, Nancy, and her son, I was in shock. I was in shock. I
Yeah,
couldn't believe it. And then the next day when they reported what really happened, my heart plummeted. I was like, "Oh my
Oh my
god!"
goodness, yeah.
And
It
and
was
right
so.
Oh,
after and right after it happened, after the truth came out,
Mhm.
WWE then put out a what they would call, I don't know how would you I don't know the right word to call it, but it was sort of like it was a company memo. It was a
Mm,
company
yeah,
memo,
like a
okay.
well,
memo or
company
something. Yeah,
wide memo. They gave it to the broadcasters. They gave it to the production people. They gave it to everyone. They gave it to the wrestlers. You are not allowed on WWE television to speak on this man. You are not allowed to do it.
I remember that.
you will not allow, none of the broadcasters were allowed to say his name anymore. They were not
I'll be
allowed to
right back.
say his name. They
Okay.
Oh
so
yeah, that had me in tears
yeah
a little bit.
It was so heartbreaking,
yeah
and for that to go the way it did, it's still like even right now to this day, you still can't get over that image of what he really did and
Mhm.
how it happened.
yeah
And even though it's been
yeah.
like, let me
It
see,
was it was sad.
15, gonna be 15 years since the day that it happened. I
Mhm.
know it happened in June,
Yeah.
and isn't and their anniversary is coming up. You still can't get over that. You can't get over that incident,
Mm-mm.
and
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No.
None
it's
of us
really
will ever
heartbreaking.
forget it. Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad, and then and that's what happens when you take steroids and all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff, and all that juice and all that kind of stuff, and putting that in your body, and it just transforms you. And
And
people
you
Yep.
know
just
what?
don't
Yeah,
realize.
what those things can do to you. And also, they also
Yeah.
did they did the autopsy on his brain, that it was like the equivalence of an 80-year-old man due to the headshots, due to the headbutts that he did in the ring, and they think he
Mm-hmm.
had CTE.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it
Mm.
was really like
Mm-hmm.
really insane. And they said like his brain was like literally like the equivalence of a man with Alzheimer's.
Oh
So
wow.
it was really like the autopsy was insane. And when they put that out there, I said, "Oh my god, a lot of head trauma, a lot of concussions. They say he had a lot of concussions due to doing those headbutts, the flying
Mhm.
headbutt that he used to do all the time as his finisher."
Yeah.
And when they did the autopsy, and the medical examiner reported that he had like the equivalence of an 80-year-old man with Alzheimer's disease, because the brain was
Oh my
so
goodness.
messed up. It was it was a mess.
Mm.
And on top of that, I think
It
also
was
they also reported
yeah.
other WWE superstars who reported taking steroids and these type of medications
Mhm.
when it came to the wellness policy. And I think when it comes to that, they need to make sure this wellness policy stays up to date every year.
They do. They do.
And ever since
Yeah.
then, what happened is just insane.
I haven't heard too much about their wellness policy the last few years.
Me either. But then, like back
Yeah.
then, it was rampant back then. It was
Mhm.
really rampant back
Oh, yeah.
then.
Oh, yeah. It was really rapid. It
Mm-hmm.
was just all over the place, especially in the 80s and the 90s, and it was just
Mhm.
all
Oh
over the
yeah.
place. It
Oh
was,
yeah.
and they
Absolutely.
got it
Yeah.
from they got it from anybody. They got
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff from everybody. It didn't matter who they got
Mm-hmm.
it from. They wanted to use it. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said to everybody, steroids is terrible because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it transforms you. I mean, it
Yeah.
you could be go lucky person 1 minute, and then the next minute you are just like raging against the machine. You're ready to
Mhm.
beat the stew out of someone, even if
Oh
they look
yeah.
at you wrong. You're ready to
Yep.
beat the
Uh-huh.
stew out of them. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, and it's not you. It's just the stuff you're on. It transforms you.
Yeah. And I know a friend of mine, her name is Allie. She's studying to become a nurse, and she tells me
Mhm.
all these types of things that can affect your
Hmm.
body, your health, and everything. And listen to her and read about it, I said, you know what? She's right on that, because you don't know what you put in your body. What you put in your body can really affect you in the long run, and
Oh, sure.
Hmm.
it's really horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Or
really
even
horrible.
When
even too much.
anything that you any
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
no, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you good, Earl. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, it's just that you have to be careful, like what you take and everything like that, and
Mm-hmm.
know the side effects, know everything else.
Exactly. Yes,
You
because
know.
every single thing, every medication, every type of pill, it has side effects. There's not one thing that does not have side effects. Every single medicine that's out there in the market has side effects. Even
Hmm.
Yeah.
vaccinations, even vaccines.
Yeah. Yeah. Even, like when I was in the hospital, they gave me like oxycodone and stuff like that. I told the nurse, I said,
Hmm.
I'm only going to take this one day, and that is it. I am not taking this. This is a very addictive pill, and I know it's
Yes,
addictive
I
because
was gonna
I've
say that.
seen it on TV. I've seen it on TV and stuff like. I do not mess with anything that's addictive. I don't mess with that. I don't mess with that. I don't rock with
It's
that. I'll do it one day,
nope.
but that's it.
Like when it comes to oxycodone,
Hmm.
Vicodin, Percocets, all those types of
Yep.
these types of medications, they are highly addictive.
Oh
And
yeah.
when you start
Yep.
taking it first time, it's a repeated cycle. You don't want to stop. And then
Even
that
Right.
becomes like prescription abuse or drug abuse or whatever you want to call whatever it's called. And honestly,
Right.
I'm not down with
even
that.
ibuprofen can come that way too.
That's true. I
You'd
Mhm.
be
only t-
like, you'd
I
be like, I don't want to feel pain, and then you keep taking more of it, more of it, more of it.
I only take it when it's
Yeah.
necessary. Not like
Hmm.
that.
Right.
When it's
Hmm.
necessary, that's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will not take it.
No. I am not a pill popping person. I hate pills. I hate it.
My grandmother
But
hates pills.
if
So
I need to
someone
take it because of the doctor,
Uh-oh.
want to
Oh,
say hi.
hi.
ah,
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
hello.
She
How you
looks just like
doing?
she
Drew
looks just like
McIntyre.
mommy.
Huh?
She does that. She,
Oh, the Roman
yeah, this
number
her and
one?
Drew are basically BFFs.
Oh.
Yay. She looks just like mommy.
Yeah, we saw that video.
she does. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. They showed your video with your reaction.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
precious.
She
Hmm.
is adorable.
Hey, get Drew to call me.
How
Yeah, you're gonna get a taste of her in a couple weekends.
how old is she?
She is 8.
Oh,
8
good
years
age.
old.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's so precious.
Right. She's so
I wish I could.
adorable.
I wish I could remember when I was 8, but I can't.
You want to go back to being 8?
So you want to tell
No,
so who,
no.
so who,
No, no.
No.
Me
Okay.
neither.
All right.
That's
you
okay.
want to tell them who your
That's
favorite
okay.
are?
That's okay.
Maybe eight, maybe
All right.
18.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Tell them who your favorite wrestlers are. Who are your favorite wrestlers?
Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, John Cena, Finn.
You already said Finn.
Shinsuke, Rick Boots,
Good choices.
Jeff Hardy.
Excellent. Yes. Excellent choices. Yes.
Who else?
Heath Slater too.
Heath Slater. She's a 3MB girl.
Yeah, you go.
We did.
Like
That's
Heath,
right.
like Heath Slater.
Who's your
I got
favorite?
kids.
Who's your second favorite wrestler?
Who's your second by Drew, or is it still Kofi, or is it Finn? Kofi.
Oh, there you
I
go.
actually got
I like that.
Yeah,
My
we got
favorite
that- we got that
wrestler is
picture
The
with Kofi.
Undertaker.
Me too. Yes, me too.
Yeah.
I love the
Me too. Yes.
Yes.
yeah. Too.
Undertaker's awesome.
She named her dog.
Yes.
Yeah, it was my idea. And we named Drew after Drew.
Oh.
Alright. Alright.
We were just in the room.
Okay. Alright. Go get your stuff done.
Bye.
Bye.
See
Oh, I
ya.
love
Bye.
I
I
got
love
to
you, bye.
Be right back.
Alrighty.
No problem.
Right back.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I grew up watching Undertaker. Oh my God. My all-time favorite. Yes.
Yeah,
It's funny.
when he debuted in the WWE.
Go ahead.
What happened?
I'm sorry, go
Madam? Go ahead.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna
No,
say
I
it's
keep
funny.
I keep interfering with you. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
you
it's all
good. You
right.
good.
You're good. You're good.
It's funny because my daughter just started watching wrestling, and her biggest complaint she could see already is too many rematches.
Exactly. Yes. We already know
Ah.
that. We already know that.
Oh,
Never watched it
we,
before in her life, and she already knows.
Well, she's catching
let
on.
me let me
Good.
let me yeah, we I feel her pain.
We all
I always
do.
tell people all the time. We listen. I always tell people all the time. Listen, instead of you watching Raw every Monday Night Live, why don't you just watch last week's episode? Because what you see last week, you're gonna see on this week. So it doesn't make no sense
Right.
inside.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Right, right.
Well,
So
it's
what's the
true.
sense? So
Yeah,
what's the
without
sense?
Drew, I'm not.
What's the sense? What's the sense? What's the
Right.
sense
What
of
is the
watching
sense?
Raw live when you can
Yeah,
watch? What's the sense of watching it live when you can watch what happened last week? Just go on
Right.
demand and watch it. You're gonna see
Yeah.
the same thing. So I
You're gonna
mean,
see the
what's the
same thing
sense?
over and over again.
Right. So what's the sense? What's the sense?
Yeah.
No.
So
right.
I had somebody come on my show and they were like, Earl, you're absolutely right. Like, what's the sense? I said, yeah. What's the sense?
What
What's the
is the
Per-
sense?
sense? Yeah.
I'm gonna
person
critique.
A,
I'm gonna critique the show. Yeah.
yeah,
What's the sense?
person A is gonna interrupt person B, then person C, then person
Well,
D.
Oh my God. It's like a repeated cycle. I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
yeah,
Do some new things every
there's
week.
gonna be a DQ finish. There's gonna
Oh,
be a
count
DQ
out
finish.
finish.
There's gonna be a
Oh,
surprise
count.
roll up. Uh, someone's gonna interfere or distract, and yeah, of
Right.
course, SmackDown's been ticking me off lately too. Bringing
SmackDown's
Yeah.
fucking
not
It's
much
Drew
better.
over
SmackDown.
again. I swear.
SmackDown is so. There are times it's been so exhausting. Raw and SmackDown have been pretty exhausting when it
Christina,
comes to
remember
these.
when we were so Christina, remember when we were so excited about Drew going to SmackDown? Oh, he's going to have better
Yes.
writing. He's going to have better opponents.
Oh
And
yeah, I was so
like
excited.
Happy Corbin.
Yeah. Yeah. Please. Whenever we were
They
so
haven't done
excited,
an
like
open challenge.
I actually like
Oh,
the
that
open
was great.
challenges.
We both.
Yeah.
I actually like
I
the open
really liked them
challenges.
doing the open challenges.
It was exciting. I liked
It was
it.
something fresh.
Especially when John
Yeah,
Cena did it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
they
I
had
like
Drew
the
doing,
yeah.
basically the way up. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
open challenges anyway because
I like it.
fresh
Yeah,
opponents.
yes, fresh opponents keeps everything
But
refreshing like every week.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. But then like he stopped then with the situation with Corbin and Moose. Just saying those names makes me wanna it's like it kind of stopped it and I'm like, oh
well, they put him in. They they moved him into the team with Hardy because he was having trouble with Corbin and Moss, and I was like, well, teaming with Jeff, that's different. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
They actually had really good chemistry. I was pleased with
Yeah.
that, and I got to
Yeah.
see that live. I got to see Jeff Hardy's last televised match live. That was awesome. And but then when Jeff left, they just continued this crap where basically it's Drew versus these two idiots, and I'm like,
yeah.
why?
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 What was the purpose? What's the purpose of that?
And I swear on everything holy, if Drew's match at WrestleMania is against Happy Corbin, I'm gonna
She's
lose
like,
Oh,
my
yo,
stuff.
I'm about to fight. I'm literally about to fight.
Matt-
I'm about to fight. You literally just took off my head thing. I'm about to fight.
she said, a happy Corbin.
Oh, I can't.
Just a thought
Well,
that makes me want to barf.
I just found out something very not good for WrestleMania.
Uh-oh.
Johnny Knoxville is going after the Intercontinental title when he goes against
Excuse
Sami
me?
Zayn.
No.
Excuse me? What?
Yes,
So,
yes,
okay,
yes.
I heard that. So let me get this straight. You have Sheamus, who
Yeah.
needs who can put on a really good match with Sami Zayn. You have him, and if he becomes Intercontinental Champion, he will be the only ultimate Grand Slam winner. Someone who is really credible, really good in the ring. But it sounds like they may be doing Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn, and then putting Sheamus with Bad Bunny. Am I hearing that?
I could see that.
Really
Oh my God!
straight ahead?
Why are they
If
gonna
you
put
think
him
that this,
put Bad Bunny?
if you,
Oh,
if you think this WrestleMania is going to be stupendous,
No.
no,
it'll be stupid,
this
not stupendous.
More like
it is right. The tagline does not match
It's
the
really-
match booking.
No.
No.
Just what
You know,
just
that's
what were you just telling us?
Okay. So here's
Oh God.
So here's how you correct it. You put Sheamus versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship.
Good,
And then
Yes.
you
good
put Bad
choice.
Bunny versus Johnny Knoxville. Boom.
Yes.
Boom. There is your non-match. There's your non-title match banger
For the undercard. Yeah.
that they're wanting to have for the undercard.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a
Right.
credible match
And look,
for the Intercontinental Championship.
right.
And you have your big non-title not main event, but headliner or whatever. Okay.
And then
You don't put that match on you do not put that match on the main show. You put that match on the pre-show. Put the Bad Bunny match. If you're gonna put that on Johnny Knoxville, put that match on the pre-show for entertainment value only.
Yes. And also add Drew in the main event. Roman, Brock, Drew, triple threat. There. You got your main event.
I could see.
Yep.
I can see that.
Let Corbin and that cat
And
do something else.
Let them go entertain each other with their stupid fashion
And-
choices and their bad jokes.
Do not put Goldberg anywhere on that show.
Keep Goldberg away from Texas. Keep Goldberg away from Dallas. Keep him away from WWE.
Oh, jeez.
I go.
You know, the last time I was on my show, I spoke about Bill Goldberg. And, me and my guests, we were just going back and forth. And I said, look, listen, this man cannot last in the ring, okay? His matches only end in 5 seconds or 20 seconds. I said, you want to know why? He cannot last.
He can barely
And the
talk.
guy was like, no. I said, the guy cannot last. And the person that I was, they were like, no, you're wrong, and you're wrong. I said, no, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm not
I should have been in
wrong.
that show. I should have been in that show
So what you're
because
telling me is what?
I should have been in that show.
He was running out of breath on a
I was like,
sit-down
no,
interview Friday with Michael Cole. He was running out of breath talking.
I didn't pay attention to that. I was on the phone with my brother. I'd rather talk to my brother than listen to that.
His last
He's absolutely right.
match. His last match, I am not lying. His last match, behind the scenes, they needed to give him an oxygen tank. Okay? The man could
With
not
Lashley?
breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was the match. Yes. They needed to
past
bring
5
in an
minutes?
oxygen tank.
Because he was past 5 minutes.
No.
Yeah,
He cannot last. And
No.
this is what I have a problem with.
Yeah, I should have been in that show. Because I would have talked about that match he had with Undertaker at Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia. You want to talk about Goldberg lasting in a match? That match was a freaking disaster. He literally costed Taker his career. He did this. He was supposed to do the jackhammer, and it was so bad to where he hurt his head. I should have been in that show.
Botch.
It was a
botch.
It was a badass botch.
It was a botch.
That's why
It
Cherry
was a
calls him
botch.
Botchberg.
The man cannot last.
No.
How
He
many
needs to
times
go
do you want me to?
Goodbye.
Do you want me to write it in the sky? Do you want me to write it in script? Do you want me to do calligraphy? Like, what do you want me to do? He cannot last. He cannot last.
Clearly, against Bobby Lashley,
Okay.
he did not last.
I can go
He did not
around.
lose in that match against Bobby Lashley.
Listen. I have said this over and over again, and he cannot last.
He couldn't even finish.
I will
couldn't
argue.
finish that.
I will argue this point from here to Lake Geneva to the
never could.
Philon station.
You will argue with it until you turn blue.
He cannot last.
I'm telling you, he
Mm.
No.
never could. Even
I'm
in
telling
his
you,
prime, he couldn't last.
I'm telling you, this
And they were putting
this
him
Saturday's
in
match.
a match with William Regal.
Mhm.
They put him in WCW in a match with William Regal. And
I remember
William
that.
Regal exposed him for the hack that he is. He exposed him, and they still fired William Regal over that and kept him. And then his hack ass ended the career of Bret Hart because he was careless as hell in the ring and couldn't go past 5 minutes, even in his prime. He never had a prime.
No.
Despite that, really made me mad. Oh my god.
90-second matches are not a prime.
No. No, they're not. Especially
And you
now
know
this
what?
Saturday coming up. I'm not too happy with this Goldberg Roman Reigns match. Roman Reigns better do us a favor, do the spear, do the Superman punch. Hell, don't even do the guillotine. I don't care. Send him his way.
Although I love,
Send him his way.
And
I loved Roman's
I,
reaction though.
And he sounded like when he
Yeah.
I'm gonna Goldberg. I'm gonna
That was
Goldberg,
funny.
Goldberg.
That was
I don't
funny.
want this match to go too
But
long.
No,
I do not
no.
want this match to go too long.
he-
I want him to hurry up, get the match over with.
It
Let's
should go
move
past 2
on
minutes.
and let's go. If you
Let-
make sure that you
even
have the
if it-
oxygen
Past
tank
2 minutes.
in the bathroom.
Even if it lasts 3 minutes, I don't care. Roman, do us all a favor. Do the Superman punch. Do the spear. Do the guillotine. I don't give a damn what the hell you do. Beat his ass and send him on his way.
Let him be the first one to
Yeah.
take that plane home.
He should have never come back after.
What happened?
He should have never come back after the group. Ever.
Exactly.
Should have never come
Exactly.
But you know,
And-
that's
I
the
mean,
death.
He looked like
that,
an idiot from the get-go. He looked like an idiot from the get-go because he come out on Raw like the Legends night saying that Drew was disrespectful to the Legends. I'm like, who the hell are you talking about?
How is Joe disrespectful to the Legends? Where the hell you get that from?
Like, what are you talking about? And then
Oh my god.
Drew had to
you
sell
can't
his
make this
son
stuff up even if
from
you
a
try.
56-year-old man
No.
that,
And he-
that Drew could plant in the ground and come on.
And the
Come
worst
on.
part of it all,
He didn't
wait,
lose
wait.
5 minutes against Drew.
Yeah, and the worst part of it all was Goldberg got the balls or even dared to push Drew down. Yo, that part made me angry. I was livid when I saw that. No, you don't do that. You say that Drew is disrespectful to the Legends. You just disrespected the champion at the time. So what the hell are you talking about?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm over Goldberg. Roman needs to send him on his way. I'll keep saying it.
I was
And this man wants a contract extension.
Yeah.
God.
Oh Lord, have mercy, help us. Oh God.
Please,
Oh
God.
gosh, no.
God, please.
Goldberg
Hash-
is like bad Chinese food. You don't want that food poisoning.
Hashtag no Vince no.
Hashtag.
I didn't want Goldberg back in '98. I don't want him now.
No.
He is, go.
He
Stop
is a
relying
WWE
on
Hall of
all that.
Famer.
Stop putting the freaking belt on Brock and Ronda. Stop.
I feel like ripping my hair. I feel like ripping my hair tie again. Just go look for somebody to just beat the hell out of somebody.
Just make sure that you wear the Vaseline.
I can't.
Anyway,
Oh my God. I can't.
I can't. It's so exhausting.
And I swear to God,
It
if
is.
he is the one, if he is the one
It
that
is.
ends Roman's reign, if he is the one,
Oh, God.
I am going
Oh,
to
God.
be. You're not going to like. His
Oh,
fans
gosh,
are
no.
not going to like me on Twitter. because
Mm-mm.
I
Let me
My brothers-
Let me explain this.
Okay.
Twitter will break if that happens.
Twitter will go off. Twitter will go ape
Let
shit.
me tell you something.
And it should.
I would have to cancel my Twitter. I'd have to cancel my Twitter because it'll be burning, and I don't want to get the embers. I do not want to get the embers. I
My
will
brother,
just stand out of the way. I will stand out of the way and let everybody else run over each other.
my brother,
it
my
is-
brother, my brother
I
told me if Goldberg was to win the title, he would cancel the WWE. Now he would cancel Peacock. I said, hey, you want to do that? By all means, I don't care.
They will have it outraged. Let me tell you what, if they chose this.
My brother literally told me that this past weekend. If
Yes.
Goldberg was to beat Roman, he would cancel WWE Peacock. He would cancel Peacock. I'm like, if you want to do that, go ahead. I'm with you. I don't care. Me, I'll just go. No, just the thought of it makes me want
I'm so and I don't.
I will
wanna
fly
see
down there
him do
myself
it. I don't
and
wanna
make
see
sure that
Brock
it goes correct.
You willing to take that
Right.
long? How long is that flight from there to Saudi Arabia? Like
I think
17 hours or something?
I think they said it's 17 to 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter to me. I mean,
You'll
that
go
doesn't matter
there.
to me. As long as I get there and I can interfere
long-
in the match, I don't care.
I can see Earl waiting at WWE headquarters for Vince
I
McMahon
don't-
to
I-
come
I-
back after that. Be like, what are you doing, WWE?
I was
Yo.
like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I might be standing there with him.
Yeah, and also
I'll treat him like I Love Lucy. Ricky, you got some explaining to do.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, can I go on that flight with you so that way I can go fix the whole card in a way of Elimination Chamber? I don't want the rematch with Madcap Moss and Drew. I will have them face Happy Corbin and Drew so that way that rivalry could be dead and done, and focus on the bigger stuff.
Although I like when
It needs to
Drew
go.
when Drew posted on Twitter when Madcap put the picture of the black eye and he goes, I prefer this one.
Yeah, that was also when Madcap Moss decided to poke the bear and
love that.
wore the kilt
Oh
with
my
the
God.
suspenders. I tweeted that was savage. I love it. And besides, when it comes to the kill, no one does it better than you. And I posted that picture.
Did he respond yet?
No.
Mm-mm.
Not yet. I would love him.
think-
No, I would love for him to it.
Yeah, I tweeted.
I would love for him to respond to it.
Yeah, I basically did the same. I said, yeah, keep laughing, funny man.
I think I saw that.
Keep laughing.
Go ahead, tell me a joke.
Like, keep laughing. son.
I like the way he held the sword. Tell me a
Okay,
joke.
that was
Yeah, he's like,
hilarious.
tell me a
I
joke.
love that.
He literally held it against his will. Tell me a joke.
I wanna hear
At
your
my
Dragon
expense.
Ball joke.
At my expense. Go ahead.
I thought that
No,
This
I
would be
just
straight
was
up
just.
savage Twitter. He can be a
First of all, his jokes are horrible. His
Oh
jokes
my
are
God.
Right?
terrible.
Oh my God, it's so horrible. It's so
His
terrible.
jokes are
Are you-
horrible. They
Yeah,
have
so
no
horrible.
punchline. They have no meaning to it. There's no end game to it. It was like,
No,
oh God, you
no.
sound like a bad date. Oh God.
That's Vince McMahon writing for you right there.
Oh my God. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's so bad.
Earl, I don't think you've seen the video that I posted when we went to SmackDown in November and we were front row. I posted a video of my daughter because we were literally right there where they were coming out, and she is screaming at the top of her lungs at him, "Madcap, you tell bad jokes."
I heard her say it.
And every time
Oh shoot.
dumbass
I was like,
jokes.
you go, Josie. You go, Josie. You tell it.
And I'm like, she's not.
You tell it like it is. You tell it like it is, sweetheart. Yes.
I mean,
You tell it like it
And then
is.
she
You go,
got verbal.
Josie.
and then during commercial break, she got in a verbal spat. And then commercial break, she got in a verbal spat with Happy Corbin. And
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
He's gonna kick her butt, and he starts like yelling at her, and she starts screaming, "You're a chicken! You're a chicken!" I'm like, "That's my girl. That's my girl."
Oh, I love it. She don't take
Go,
no
girl.
punches. I love it. You go.
And they are bad jokes. You tell them.
I gotta
them
what
jokes are
happened with
awful. Them
Angel.
jokes are awful.
Oh,
The-
okay. So
oh, that's
she
so
wants to tell
horrible.
you what happened with Angel Garza.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah. Oh, okay. Tell us.
When they were at the main event that was on air, they were at this I don't know how many men, but there was this.
It was that battle royal that
the
Drew wasn't.
royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason. Thanks to Ayers.
Right.
Oh, he's the worst.
Okay. So
when Drew comes running into the ring, and he threw his sword, and then Angel was the only one that's hearing it. And his tail was up on that, and then he just ran all the way, and he jumped on the bed, and he almost went, Mama, and he was like, and then I'm gonna go Drew on you, and he was like,
it happened. We pictures of it.
We cannot make
Oh
this
my
up.
God, that's
Yeah, go do
funny.
That's great.
No, you can't.
You
That's
cannot
great.
make this up.
That's
You have
awesome.
to. You have to live it and experience it, like you said on your podcast. Look,
Yeah.
talk about it and live it and experience it,
Oh.
and you cannot make this up at all.
Yep.
That
No, you
night,
can't. No,
that
you
night
have
was-
to. You have to experience
that
it,
night
relive it,
in
and talk about it.
was-
Yeah,
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, that was great.
That was-
And she
I
asked to
love
watch
it.
the episode all the time.
I love
But you can
you know
see- you can
something,
see
you know,
us.
when I go to a wrestling show, I just love seeing I love seeing the little kids. I just
Mhm.
I get
Me too.
entertained by it. I do.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's so
They'll
cute.
go,
I love
oh,
it.
I'll tell you.
they'll point at the
when we went to that
wrestler. Oh, you stink. You stink. You stink.
I love it.
Yes, she did that. So, Josie, go do your homework. Go do your homework. So
Ooh.
I have to tell you this. After the show was over, that SmackDown, there was a gentleman that was behind us, and he asked, what's her name? And she said, her name is Josie. He said, well, Josie, let me tell you something. You were the best part of this because you were so into it, and you were jumping up and down, and you were screaming, you were getting on the bad guys, you were cheering for the good guys. You made this show for me. So
Yeah.
like you were saying, little kids. And I told
Mhm.
I told Josie, you are the kind of fan that those guys, girls dream about performing in front of because you are so animated and you get so into it. They dream of performing in front of someone like you.
Oh yes, I agree. She is
They
the
love it.
epitome of that. They love it, and that's what we need. It's wholesome. It's very wholesome.
Yeah, it's entertainment, and
Yes,
that's what
it's
it
very
is.
wholesome.
Yes.
I mean, I remember one time I went to Madison Square Garden once, and it was a 7-year-old little girl, and the whole night sitting next to me, she every time she would have seen somebody she did not like, she would point at the person. Oh, you stink! Go back in the curtain and do something better than that. You could do better than that. She's like, I could have wrote something better than this. My friends
That
could
is
write something better than this.
Just like
Dying.
That is
I was
hilarious. That
dying.
is
I was
hilarious.
laughing so hard.
that's just
It
like
was
the
so hard. I laughed so hard. It was so funny. It was
That
so
is
entertaining.
it's
That
just
is
like
hilarious.
crazy the crazy Miss girl.
Oh yeah, the crazy Miz girl when she did that look
Oh,
on her
yeah.
face when the Miz won the
Yeah.
WWE Championship for the
Oh, she
first time
loved her.
from Radio and
That's still being played to
Yeah.
this day.
oh yeah, it's over
Yeah.
10 years old and
That's
it's still
me
being played.
eliminating her last year. That's me.
Uh-oh. Okay.
That was
That's
the
okay.
elimination chamber last year. I had that same look on my face.
Oh, that was me too.
Oh.
Same with me. Same with me too. I mean, I wouldn't show it, but it was like really bad. My cat
Even-
decided to join me again.
Even the Miz brought her up again. Like, oh, the crazy Miz girl.
Miz needs to shut up. He needs to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Man.
Like when he
Like,
raises his hand up,
Oh,
that
Miz is a
he should
dead
be
ass.
shut up.
Miz needs to shut up. That's what he needs to do. He needs to shut the up.
It's not the genuine chants like the
Miz,
MJF ones.
Yeah, they have to keep it PG.
hmm But they haven't been bleeping that
I don't
out
like the
though.
Miz.
Mm-mm.
No.
But I love MJF when he comes out there with the shut.
Oh my God, MJF, he's such an asshole.
Earl, how loud was
It,
that at Dynamite?
I mean, I have been to 7 different AEW events already. 7. And
That is awesome.
next one next Wednesday is gonna be my
Wow.
AEW event that I'm gonna attend.
Nice.
And
That is awesome.
yeah, yeah, and I just every time he comes out, it's just like his music irks you. His face irks you. You just want to just get up out of your seat and smack the crap out of him. And it
Thank
is
you.
just
Thank you. Thank
it
you.
is just it is just it is just he just his music is everything. It's just like, please just shut up, just for 15 minutes, just
Just
shut up
shut up.
for 15 minutes. Let's just let the crowd just absorb something else, just for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just close your lips for 15 minutes and listen what people are really feeling about you. Just listen, just listen.
And it's a good thing you brought that up because my older brother went
It
to his
is
first,
just
my older brother went to his first AEW show not too long ago in Norfolk, Virginia, and
hmm
he absolutely loved it. I actually bought him a CM Punk Best in the World t-shirt that just came out recently, and that was also the night when CM Punk came out and the whole CM Punk NJF rivalry was starting.
hmm
When CM Punk came up the ramp, my brother did the sign like this, and then CM Punk looked at him and he shook his head and acknowledged him. That
Oh,
that was freaking amazing. He video called me from the event. They had a great view. He had a wonderful time. He came home excited, happy, even though his voice was a little hoarse with all the screaming that he did, but it was so
right.
worth it. And it was his first AEW show.
Let me tell you something. I have this guy that comes on my show. He's been on my show 5 times, and he says to me, he made a quote. He said, "When an AEW show come on, you got to make sure your snack is in rotation. You got to make sure your internet is working. You got to make sure your cable's working. Now, cable ain't gonna cut out on me on this now. When an
hmm
AEW show come on, you got to be ready for it." And then he said, when it comes to a WWE show, he said, you just say, "Oh, I guess I'll just cut it on and see what's going down there with Becky and Roman. I guess I'll just cut it on and see what happens." But you
Oh my
can't
God.
do that with an AEW show. You can't do that
No,
with an
There's too
AEW
much.
show. You got to be ready
no.
for it. You got to be ready
Oh
for it.
yeah. Yeah, because when it
I
comes
thought
to
that
these
was
type
the
of shows,
best
yeah.
quote. I thought that was the best quote. I thought that was the best quote somebody ever said on my show. That was the best. I thought it was the most funniest thing. I said, you are absolutely right. You got to be ready
hmm
for it with an
Mhm.
AEW show because you just never know what you're going to get. You just
Sure.
never
Exactly.
know what you're going to
Exactly.
get when you're sitting in the arena. You just never know. And I like the atmosphere. I always tell people all the time when they come to see, get a ticket and go to the show. Try and
Yes.
see if you can make it and go to the show
Mm-hmm.
because it is a totally different atmosphere. It is a total different atmosphere. First of all, the fans are loose. Second of
hmm
all, everyone is smiling. Everybody is having a good time. It is loose. Everybody in
Mm-hmm.
there, there's no nastiness or anything like that. Everybody is in there. They bring their friends. They bring their mom, their pa, their best friends. Some people come alone. I
Yeah.
go alone, but something. There are other people that do come alone. I mean, it's just
hmm
absolutely. It's fun. It's
Mm-hmm.
entertainment for your bottom dollar. And I mean, you just can't get no better than that. You
No,
Oh,
you can't.
sure.
You
Really
can't. You can't get any better than that. You really
And every
can't.
time I have stepped into, you can't get any better than that. You know what you're going to get. You're for wrestling, and these people that I've seen on Twitter and they bashing it. They're like, oh, it's not as good as. No, yes it is. Yes, it is good. At
It
least
is
with
good.
one thing is with AEW, it is good because you're at least with an AEW show, you're getting something fresh and new. You're not getting
Exactly.
redundancy. So
Mm-hmm.
that is what you're getting each and every Wednesday. You are not getting the same matches you saw last Wednesday. You're not getting the same thing over and over again. You're just not getting anything that you saw last week. You're not getting it, and don't look
Hmm.
for it.
Right.
Don't look
Exactly.
for it because you're not getting it. You're not
Right.
getting it. They build up the storyline the correct way. They know what they're doing. They take their time with these storylines.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
not throwing it down your throat, not throwing it at you. They are simmering it.
Right.
Everything is done in a methodical way. And
Yes.
I
Everything's
like
done.
it like that. That is the way you,
Agree.
yes,
Exactly.
that
That's the
is
way
how
to
you
do it.
Yeah.
keep the audience.
That's the way to
That
do it.
is
You do
how
it
you
at a
keep
steady
the
pace
audience
too.
going.
Hmm.
Right.
You keep them
That is how
invested.
you
Keep
keep
them
the
invested.
energy going.
Yes.
And that's the
Right.
nice
That is
thing
how you
about
keep the
5 or 6 pay-per-views because it makes them feel special.
Mm-hmm.
right, exactly. Exactly. And it makes you want more.
Right.
And that
Yeah.
is
Hmm.
You
what
crave.
they
You crave
do.
for
And
more.
this
You
is
crave for
what they
more.
do. You
Yeah.
want
Absolutely.
more because you want
Uh
to
huh.
see the other side of the rainbow. You want to see what's happened. You want to
Mm-hmm.
see what's happening with this storyline.
Yes.
And that is what they
Absolutely.
do. They
Oh
keep
yeah.
you entertained and they keep your toes popping and they keep you hopping because you have
Mm-hmm.
no
Hmm.
idea what's coming next. You have
Mm-hmm.
no idea.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
You have no idea what new faction is being made. You have no idea what the story is going to be like. You have no idea what they're doing. You have no
Mm-hmm.
idea.
Right.
They do not leak anything to you. They want
Right.
to keep you in the dark as much as possible until that time, until the red light comes on, and then they
Mm-hmm.
give it to you.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's what we like. We want to keep
And
wanting make it
And
make it
and
interesting
I
and
can't
surprising.
right.
Go ahead, Jerry.
and I can't believe that WWE and I want to watch in WWE because my favorite is there. I watch because of the wrestlers, not because of the company. But I still can't believe that WWE leaked what is going to happen on this coming week's SmackDown
Yeah,
at the
I
time of
saw.
things on Twitter.
Oh my God! Yes,
They
I
Mm.
leaked it
saw that. Yes,
themselves.
I did.
What
I
are you
saw that. What are you
doing?
doing? What the hell are you doing? And I also saw they leaked online what happened with that whole.
No, you're using the wrong hash. You use right.
What they did also was they also leaked that promo with the whole Naomi, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and the what's her face, Sonya Deville.
Hmm.
They leaked that on Twitter too. I'm like, y'all, what the heck, bro?
I think I, I think fan a fan leaked that one because it was so
Yeah,
obviously a
it was a
botch
fan.
between Ronda and her. But they WWE's Twitter account leaked what is going to happen with the Intercontinental Championship match this coming
Hmm.
Friday. They
And
leaked
I
that themselves. Why
and
would
I
you do that?
and I called it. I
You
called it. I
don't
called it the
want
other
people to tune
video,
in.
and I called it.
You did.
I called it on the
Yep.
last podcast. I called it.
I caught a lot of things, but
That was just like that was stupid.
you did.
See,
You did.
here's the thing. It's just it's when you leak things like that, it makes the audience even turned off more.
Hmm.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
it
it
it,
does.
it turns them off more. And people
Mm-hmm.
don't realize that it turns the audience off. Now, if Tony Khan did that with Rampage, if he went on Twitter and said, "Oh, this happened during the taping on Rampage, and this was the matches," no one's gonna watch Rampage. What's the sense of
Nope.
No.
watching it because you already leaked it? You leaked it. So
Exactly.
what is the sense of us
Exactly.
watching it? He
Exactly.
doesn't
That's
do that. You
nope.
don't.
No.
do that. You do not leak tape matches to the on Twitter. You don't
Mm-mm.
do that.
Nope.
Mm.
That's just that
You
turns
don't do that.
the
You do
fan base
not do
off.
that.
No.
No,
It's
you
stupid.
cannot do
Mm-mm.
that. You should not do that. You should not do
Nope.
that. If you want to keep the audience, and if you want to keep the audience guessing, you can just say, you can put little things out there. Oh, you need to watch this show this Monday night, or you need to watch this. This is a must see, or this is a
Mhm.
can't miss, or something
Mhm.
like that. Use them little captions like that so that you can
Yeah.
be in your mind. In your
Mhm.
mind, you'll be like, oh, well, I cannot, I got to watch this episode. I want to know
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. What is this? Is
Yeah.
there a bomb going to be dropped? I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah. It's
Those are
so
little
annoying.
things. Those are subtle little things that you can do to keep the
Yeah.
audience. But
Exactly.
when you leak the whole thing, it's not entertaining anymore.
No,
It's
it's
not
not.
something I want to watch. What's the
It's
No.
sense? What's the sense of me
predictable.
watching it? It's
It's
predictable.
Right.
Why am I
predictable.
going to
Exactly.
watch it?
Exactly.
Why am I going
It's
to watch
frustrating.
something that you leaked already? Because
I'll,
you're whack.
I'll,
Exactly.
You don't know how
Right.
to. You don't know what you're doing.
Mm-mm.
This is why I use the
Exactly.
hashtag. What are you doing,
although I
WWE?
pretty much,
What are you doing?
I like the hashtag.
Yeah,
although
I use it all the
when
time.
they leaked that Ronda Rousey was coming back to the Rumble, I pretty much knew what was going to happen. I knew what was going to happen as soon as they announced Ronda Rousey was coming back. I knew
But the
exactly
Oh
what was
my
going to
fans
god.
were,
happen. And then when
but
Brock
Oh
the
yeah.
announced
fans were
that
doing it too.
what
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
was
the
about
fans
Bobby
were doing
Lashley,
it too.
I knew what was happening in that
Mhm.
men's match.
It was just
Yeah.
like it was
Ronda's
too
could
Tiffany
take the
it's
Stotts,
title.
typical.
his boner for MMA.
It's annoying.
Yep.
It is
She's
so
gonna,
annoying.
yep. It's going
It
to
is
happen.
annoying because the thing is, like, I tell people all the time. I was like, listen, don't keep posting spoilers on the internet, because it's like you're ruining it for everyone else who wants to watch. I'm like,
Exactly.
if you if you're spoiling the show for everyone, who no one's gonna watch,
It's
because
bad.
we already know what's gonna
Exactly.
happen.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just frustrating.
It's bad enough when fans are doing it. It's bad enough when fans are doing it. You know, when they're attending the
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
shows. It's bad enough
Yeah.
when they're doing it. But for a
Mhm.
company to leak their own shit, that is, I don't get it. I just,
I
I
don't get
guess
it either.
Vince.
That's stupid.
I guess Vince thinks it's going to
I
get
I
more
I,
mean, I don't
ratings.
think.
I
I
don't
don't
get
know.
it either. It
It's not
doesn't
gonna get
make
ratings.
any.
It's not gonna get more ratings. It's gonna make
I
us
agree
feel
with
like
you.
we're not invested.
Mm-hmm.
See, I always said this, and I always
Right.
said this, and I said
I
this on
don't
my
want to see
show.
Roman versus Brock for the 952nd time.
It feels like
Right.
1,000 times. Please. I don't want to see that either.
Oh yeah.
I always
I
said,
don't want to see it. I don't. I don't
Nobody.
want to see
no,
Ronda
Look,
nobody
Rousey hold the
wants to
belt
see it.
another year
Nobody
or
wants
No.
to see it.
nobody wants to see that. No.
Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
I could care less.
We all could care
I mean,
less.
I can grab a pillow and go to bed right now and just,
Hell, I can listen to music and don't care about it.
I'll
I
go
mean,
clean the
just,
dishes.
I mean, you have
I mean,
right.
I mean,
No,
it
even
is
better.
just,
I can go watch WrestleMania 36 when Drew and Brock won the title. I could do that better.
There you go. Or on a network.
right. I mean, it is
And,
just,
and, and, and that's what.
right. It's just,
And someone said, "Well, just have Brock win the championship from Roman and let Drew beat Brock." Drew already beat Brock. He has nothing to prove by beating Brock Lesnar. He beat him in 5 minutes. What he has to prove is if he can beat Roman Reigns, because he has never
Mm-hmm.
beaten
right.
Roman. He has not pinned Roman, and that's going all the way back to 3MB. You have a story. You have a villain. You have a hero that has had this journey for however many years it's been since he was in WWE to begin with. He went on the Indies after he was released.
Yep.
And had
Easy.
all these different, he had all these different things happen to him. And then the COVID thing hit. He got his moment in front of the fans taken away from him. you've got your hero and villain story right there.
Mhm.
You want to make it star?
Yes.
Start there. He does not need to
Mhm.
prove he beat Brock Lesnar. He already did.
Right.
Let him
Yeah,
be
he
the
already
one
beat him
to
already.
beat Roman. See
Yes.
what he can do.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
what he can do.
Yes. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
That one needs to be done. You cannot stress this enough.
Oh, but what do I know? I'm a woman.
No, I agree with all of your assessment, because I had said on my last show, I said we need to have the unification title match. I think it is
Mhm.
time that the titles become unified. And I also believe that the brand split needs to come to an end. You need to merge both rosters together and have one independent roster that will compete on both shows. This way, you have everything uniformed and unified.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that, but does the
The
WWE
only
believe in that? No,
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
the,
And then there probably
no.
won't be so
They
many
don't believe in my
the
rematches.
only thing
philosophy.
Yeah.
about that is they already well that's the problem though. They only
Mm-hmm.
feature 5 or 6 people as it is with split rosters. If they merge and have one brand, it's going to be even worse. So if you're going to have the separate rosters, fine. If you're going to unify the championship, fine. Let the champion float between the 2 brands. Put the belt on someone who is willing to put in the work to float between the 2 brands and defend it on both brands. Just
They did that
Yeah.
before. They did
But,
that before.
Right.
Their model is we're only going to feature the same 8 people,
Yeah. Mhm.
and it didn't work because
They
of
need
the
to
same
feature.
reason.
They need to feature more, not just the same 8 people
Because they
every
don't
See,
time. They
have
the
need to
any other
feature.
than split rosters now.
Yeah.
I mean, in a perfect world, yes,
See, the
you would
thing
have
is, the
we
reason
have
why I
one
said to
unified roster, but it's go ahead.
no, no. What I was saying was, is that the reason why you would unify the rosters is that, first of all, you would booking wise, you can get something fresh out of it.
Mhm.
You can do matchmaking much better than what you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing too is that you can keep the audience entertained that way. This way you
Mm-hmm.
keep them, you keep them guessing as to who you're going to take out of that merged roster and put
Mm-hmm.
together. You can have
Yeah.
dream matches that you've
Mm-hmm.
never had before.
True.
That's true.
Because right now the rosters, I mean, right now the both rosters in the men and the women's division is depleted. You do not
Yeah.
have anybody else because you keep releasing these people. So every
Mhm.
time you
Thank
release
you.
someone,
Thank you.
you're
Yep.
you're you're putting yourself, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because now you're so desperate, you want to climb up the old willow tree and get somebody that hasn't been around wrestling in 10, 20 years, and you want to dust them off and pull them out of the curtain and say, okay, now we want you to perform. They cannot do that anymore. They used to do it back in the days, but they can't do it anymore,
Yep.
and no one's interested.
No.
No,
They
that's
went
the
back to
problem.
that
Right.
bag of tricks way too many times.
Yeah, way
Like
too
I
many
said,
times, way too
in a perfect
often.
world, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
But
It's just
And I
insane.
think
and
and
they've
I
got to
think the
stop
ratings are finally starting to show
putting the
that.
belts
Oh yeah.
on the MMA boner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh yeah. They dipped into nostalgia way
I
too many
mean,
times,
Mhm.
Yeah, they need to
yeah, that's
focus
what
on the
I'm talking
present and
and
the
about. I mean,
future.
and it's not like they're
I mean,
lacking for
you.
talent, even with the releases they got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree, and that's what Paul Heyman was trying to do, was push new
and
talent. They get rid of him, and then
That
they
was a big
bring on
mistake.
Bruce. They bring on Bruce, and he's doing actually worse.
They made a big mistake by letting go of Paul. I'm sorry. When Paul was doing these things, Raw was very watchable. Like in 2019,
Mhm.
everything was fresh and everything. And when he was doing that, he was pushing new stars to get their opportunity. But when Bruce came in and
Mhm.
they got rid of Paul, it went downhill. Like,
Mhm.
and it's not fun.
And
It's
Yeah,
not
I
cute.
mean, right now they are
and
they're
that's why I was so
desperate.
excited
Mm-hmm.
when Mhm. And that's why I was really excited when Drew got traded to SmackDown because they almost built that new roster around Heyman guys because Heyman loves
Mhm.
Roman,
Yeah.
Drew, Cesaro, all of
Yeah.
those guys on that roster right now are guys that Heyman loves. But the
Mm-hmm.
problem is he's not the one doing the creative. That's why you got
No.
Yeah.
Cesaro jobbing to everyone and jobbing freaking Ridge Holland and all that stuff. That's why
Oh God, that was so bad.
I,
Just the thought of that makes me sick to my stomach.
Mhm.
and that's why you have that 50-50 booking in those two matches.
And the
Oh
50
yeah.
50 book needs to freaking go.
Well,
I
that's
I'm
mean,
what they
over
were
it.
doing.
that show should.
Well, that's what they were doing to Mustafa Ali. That's why he wants to
Yes.
leave. And they
Mhm.
Yes.
refuse to make him leave the company because they want to torture him. They want
Mhm.
to torture him because they know he'll go to someone else and he'll thrive in the company because they know how to book him correctly. When you have somebody talented like Mustafa Ali, you don't jobber him. You don't do
No.
Mm-mm.
that.
No. Hell no.
You do what's necessary. You do what's necessary to book him in correct statement matches. You
Exactly.
book them in champions. You book them in championship matches. You book them
Exactly.
in fatal four
Yes.
ways. You book
Yes.
them you book them in triple threat. You book them in the
Yes.
correct way. You have to know when someone comes through your door as a wrestling organization and you see a potential, you have got to earn that potential because if you let that potential go through the door, you're the only one that looks like the fool.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
You're the only one that looks like a
Exactly.
fool,
Mm-hmm.
and this person
Mm-hmm.
is thriving
And
on
they,
another company.
That
Very
is so
true.
true. That is so true.
look at Cardona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at Keith
Matt
Lee.
Cardona
Look
is.
at
I mean,
Keith
he's killing
Lee.
Mhm.
it.
Uh-huh.
And Keith Lee. I,
Keith Lee. Yep.
I, like I said,
The
How
I
way
you
mean,
the way
wow.
they did
I
Keith
watch
Lee, they did
I
him
watch
dirty.
wrestling for the wrestler, and
And Tony Khan did him right.
Yep. I watched it
that was really
just because of the
that's
people
great.
I support. Nah, I watched the
Nick
programs because of the people I watch and support.
And he put a lot of trust
Yeah.
in Cassidy to put him
Yep.
over, and he put
That,
him
that
over.
I mean, everyone talks about. I mean, I I I don't like Vince McMahon in general, but Nick Khan is the worst thing that has happened to that company. Look at everything that has
Mhm.
happened
Oh
since
geez,
McMahon
yes.
kind of took over.
Oh yes.
But
Oh yes.
wait till April
Mhm.
again. There'll probably be another
81
round
Oh my God, the whole
81
thing with the older
people
releases
wrestle.
is ridiculous. Yeah.
after WrestleMania. He'll probably be at it again.
Oh my God, I don't even want to think about that.
I mean, it's sickening. Just how many people that has been released in this, under the what was budget cuts,
Budget
that
cuts.
absolute horseshit. That much money.
That
Mhm.
is horseshit.
Budget
That is short.
cut.
That a company making
Exactly.
that much money
Budget cuts.
doesn't. But but
Mm-mm. I find it a straight
Um,
BS.
I I don't know if you
it's
guys
it's
know.
wrong. It's wrong.
I don't know if you guys
Mhm.
know who Renee Paquette is.
Yep.
Yes.
She has a podcast and she had Nia Jax.
I
Nia
saw
Jax
that.
Yeah,
says,
Renee.
I saw
yeah,
that.
Nia. If you listen to that interview, Nia Jax told the truth about the WWE. She exposed them, and she exposed them real good. Because first of all, she said that they had the audacity after they fired her to call her up and says, you know what? Why don't you be in the Royal Rumble? Oh, so I wasn't good enough on mainstream television, but I'm good enough to
I
be in
heard
your
that.
Rumble. She told them where to go. She told them where to go, how to do it, how to receive it, and how to send it. She was not coming back to the WWE. She is done with that company. They
I
are a
don't blame her.
very hypocritical company. They are
Mm-hmm.
very
Mhm.
hypocritical. They are a bunch of hypocrites. Because if I'm
They
not good
are.
enough on television, I'm just good in one spot on a pay per
Mhm.
view
No.
show because you can't
Mm-mm.
fill it. You can't
Right.
fill it. You can't fill your pay per view. Who told you to release your roster? Who told you to
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
release your roster? Nobody told you
Right.
that.
Exactly.
Oh,
Nobody
I
told you that.
forgot. I forgot. Nick Khan told you to do it.
Nikon is a
I
fucking too.
forgot.
Or like
I forgot.
Okay.
people power with Jeff Hardy. Oh, we'll put you in the Hall of Fame. Come back and we'll put you in the Hall of Fame.
Oh hell no.
Yeah,
As
and
a matter of fact, yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm actually glad you brought that up because they
Like
got
he
the
was going to go
nerve
in
to
without his
release
brother.
him. Yeah, exactly. And like they got the nerve to release him due to his past with the whole drug and alcohol situation. Wait, he actually took the drug test and it came back negative. They did
Mm-hmm.
Jeff dirty. And my brother told me, I hope he sues WWE. And if that's the case, he should for
Mm.
wrongful
yeah,
termination.
I just think the whole thing was ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It was blown out of
And,
proportion.
and on top
I
of
It
think the
was. It
that,
whole
was
thing
blown
was
out of
blown out of
proportion.
proportion.
It was
I
blown
mean,
out of
it's like,
proportion
okay,
due to his
he was
past.
in a house show. He was in a house show match, okay,
it
and he
was.
couldn't continue the match.
Right. He
Automatically,
was.
everybody on Twitter jumped on Twitter and they were like, "Oh, he's drunk. Oh, he came to the arena drunk, and
Yeah.
he was on drugs and all that."
Mhm.
How
Yeah.
about the man is exhausted? How about that?
I know he was.
He's burnt out. He was burnt
How about
out.
that?
They literally like
How
to
about
jump the
that?
gun. They
And,
jumped
Mm-hmm.
the
and
gun
he
without
never
even
did
knowing
house
the
shows.
guy.
That was
I was like, how about being exhausted? How about that?
yeah.
Yeah, he was
You
And
know,
completely
this
burned
is
out.
also the same company that, and they also and this is the same company that kept bringing up his his past in every
Mm-hmm.
single
Yeah.
freaking storyline.
Yes, all the
Sheamus had to
time.
do a piss test.
Hmm.
Corbin and Moss brought up his mess. Elias brought up his mess. I mean, can we not? I mean, you mean to tell me that there's something that we couldn't do with Jeff Hardy that didn't involve what he did in the
It was
past?
just
No,
so.
what? I mean, I don't blame him. What I mean, I did think it was if he was trying to get out of his contract to do that in the middle of a match when
Hmm.
you've got people relying on you. Like
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
your part, he was tagging with Drew and Woods that night against the
Yeah.
Bloodline. It was a little. I do think it was irresponsible of him to kind of leave them hanging and unprofessional. But you can't really blame him because they put since Matt left, they have put him through the ringer about his past on national television. His wife and
On
kids
cue all the
see that
freaking time.
shit. Why
Oh
would
hell
they
I
no.
do?
mean, look, listen. When your back is
And it
against
was
the
every
wall,
single storyline, every
and
feud.
It's every time. It's every single
Mm-hmm.
time. It's annoying. You don't do that
right.
shit.
I mean, when your back is against the wall,
Yep.
guys, when your back is against the wall, and you keep being used in the wrong way, you have no alternative but to do what is necessary to make sure
Hmm.
that you are happy first and foremost, and your family is
Hmm.
happy,
Right.
because
Exactly.
there's nobody in that company that is going to feed your children or
Mm-hmm.
or be with your wife or whatever but yourself. So
Hmm.
you have to do what's necessary. Yeah, he may have done some things that a lot of people don't agree with, but at the end of the day, he had to be happy, and that is the
Hmm.
first and most important. You have to be happy in what you're doing,
Yes.
and if you're not happy in
Exactly.
what you're doing, if you're not happy in what you're doing,
Yeah.
then you need to get out
You
of
know,
that situation
Yeah.
and get out of
They
it
need
Mm-hmm.
to
any
go.
which
Yep.
way you right, any which way
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
and
Yes.
they tried. And there was an interview where where they tried. There was an interview where they tried to trap Drew, and into saying something bad about him about how everything went down. And Drew was just like, I just care that my friend is happy and healthy.
Mhm.
Yes. I think I
So,
read that
as
interview.
long as she's
Yes.
happy and healthy, that's not my place to say.
Exactly. Jules handled it in a professional manner. He cares about his well-being.
Bad about Jeff and
He cares about his well-being. That's why he did the way he did. I'm glad he did.
because he's a friend.
Mhm.
Well, you gotta understand
Yeah, I didn't
something.
say
You know,
Liz or Roman or the or
What happened?
well,
uh-oh.
no, I thought everybody like froze for a minute. I was
Yeah.
Oh
I was
no, we
waiting
didn't. Thank God. I know you were gonna say
to-
something.
It's
I
like,
was-
uh
Not
oh.
like what happened last time.
I was waiting for everybody. I said I'm in the room by myself. I'm talking to myself. I hope nobody thinks I'm
No. You're
crazy.
good.
Anyway.
No. You good, man? You good?
You're good.
I was worried. I was worried too. I'm like,
Oh,
what's going on?
Yeah.
yeah. No, but you know, the thing is that people just don't understand. You know, wrestling is not ballet. And the thing is that you go through so much stuff. You go through so much stuff behind the scenes. It's just not even funny. You know, and the WWE is so toxic right now. It's just they just put unnecessary pressure on you when it's not necessary.
Right.
You
It's
know,
horrible.
it's just not necessary. And the thing
It's
right
not
now
at
is
all.
that no, it's not, and everybody wants to leave there, you know, because
Yeah.
they don't know when the
Yeah.
shoe is going to drop. They don't know if they're going to get an email saying, you know, your job is over. I mean, you know,
That's terrible.
it's
It's
just too
horrible.
much.
It
Yeah,
is.
I mean, it's true. It's just terrible to think like that. It's terrible because when you work on a job, you want to be secured. You want to know that
Mhm.
I'm wanted. You want
Yeah,
to know that I'm
exactly.
needed. You want to know that I'm
Exactly.
there for you, and I'm here
Exactly.
for you. I
Yes.
want to be a team player. You know, I want to be a team player. I want to be part of this. I want to be part of the mystique of this company. But
Yes.
when you have a company like the WWE who is hypocritical and they do not match their business statement, it's
Mm-mm.
not a thing you want to work for. It's not something you
Nope.
want to strive for. It's not
Nope.
something where you can go there and say this is the best company I ever worked for.
Right.
So
No.
um no, I mean he did the right thing by getting out because the thing is
He
that they
did.
would have released anyway because they don't know
Yeah.
what good potential is. They do not know
Yeah.
what good potential is. You know, somebody walks through your door and it's like, oh, they're not going to get over with the fans. It's just like when Vince McMahon said, "Oh, Rusev Day is boring. The fans won't get into it." Are you serious? Are you
Look how
They
serious?
over
were.
that
Let
got.
me explain.
Oh
Let
my
me
God.
explain something to you. When Rusev was in the WWE, I was in
Over as
Madison
hell.
Square Garden.
Mhm.
Yeah, when I was in Madison Square Garden, I had 15,122 people chanting Rusev Day. Now you tell me that's not over. You
Mhm.
That
don't
is
tell
way
me that
over. It was
you
way
telling
over.
me you're telling
Right.
me you tell me that 15,000 people chanting Rusev is not over. You
Oh
don't
my
know
God.
what you're talking.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
First of all, Vince
You
McMahon
didn't have to
doesn't
go
know
to
his
like saying
fans.
that.
Vince McMahon know his fans. He doesn't listen to his fans, and he doesn't know anything about connecting a wrestler connecting to this audience. He has no
He,
clue.
my
He
brother said
has
the
no
same thing.
clue.
My
He
brother says it
he
all the
has
time.
no clue.
Mm-mm.
He
My
has
brother
no
says it
clue.
all the
And
time. He has
you
lost. Yes.
and you cannot, as a wrestling organization, speak for fans because you don't know what they connect with. You don't know what they like. You don't know what they do like, what they don't like. You have no knowledge of it. You
Exactly.
have no
It's
knowledge of it. So why don't come out and say crazy things like that? Because you look stupid and you look ignorant.
Exactly. Thank you. My brother said that all the time. He has lost touch with the product, what the fans want. He says this all the time. And there's going to be a point where people are going to get
how
really
could
fed
you
up.
say that he didn't get?
Mm-hmm.
And the
How
thing
could
is
you say
that
he don't get over? How could you say that?
he's way over with that. Come on now.
I think he just didn't like that he got over on his own.
That's probably it. It's a possibility. That's probably that.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
mean, even the
insane.
That's
little
exactly
kids love
That is
Rusev.
exactly it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. You hit
Oh
the
yeah,
nail on the
absolutely.
head. You get a star.
It
Mm-hmm.
delivered.
Yeah.
Yep.
if
Well, guys,
I
I
was,
love
if
chatting
I
with
was,
you. I love chatting with you. I'm gonna get going. It was so awesome to be here with you guys.
They
We're
do the
gonna
same thing
definitely
as
do
my
this again
brother.
too.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
Oh,
I gotta go.
definitely.
I gotta
definitely.
go
Oh
too.
Yeah,
yeah.
me too.
I love you. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you,
Girlfriend.
Michelle. Have a good
All right.
day.
You too.
You
Be safe,
too.
everybody. Absolutely. Bye.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks to all of you. Happy
Bye.
Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Be safe. Love ya.
Okay.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. Yeah, my girlfriend's about to be home, so I gotta get out of here too. Thank you,
All
Earl. Though
right.
I really appreciate it.
Leslie, thank you. Thank you very much. This was a lot of fun.
We went almost 3 hours.
Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, 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 yes. And I will be back in cyberspace with my show on Thursday night. So I
What
have a
time
lot to
Thursday?
do. I believe I'll be on the air between. I think it's 7. Yeah, I'll be on at 7.
7? Okay. I will be there to
Yeah.
watch that.
All
So
right,
make sure you
Leslie.
guys go check out Earl 7 o'clock on Thursday night.
Yep. Thank you so much.
No problem, sir. I'll catch you back for Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
All right. See you, buddy. And guys, if you like that video, please hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on for all notifications, and leave a like down below. Please leave a like. We went almost 3 hours for you guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, take care. Man's Elite family, I'll talk to you soon.